Yeah, good morning, everybody. Ben and Woods, 97.3, The Fan. Winter meetings in full effect. A little Padres news for you. We'll have some Padres audio. Well, Padres action today. I like that. Maybe a little something bubbling out there in Orlando right now. Welcome in. Let's get our heads right.
Maybe a big something.
Maybe it could be a big something, depending on if you believe the rumors or not. I've got some feelers out, so as soon as my feelers come through, we will see what we can find out for you guys, man. That's what we live to do, is take care of our tier ones. You guys are incredible. Best audience in radio. It's not even particularly close. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl. He's the executive producer of the program. Good morning, Paulie.
Hey, how are you?
Doing great. Ben Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor, joins us as well. How's your head? My head's not right today. Not necessarily.
My head's okay.
Your voice
How's
is a
your
little
throat?
scratchy. How's your throat?
My throat is fine. I
You
did
sure?
do a lot of talking at my luncheon yesterday. Just kind of stream of consciousness for about 45 minutes.
Did you? Was
Yeah.
it really stream of consciousness?
Yeah, I just blabbered and blabbered and blabbered
You did?
on until
Was it like
time was up, apparently?
Was it like these dudes aren't asking anything, so I just have to vamp and riff for 45
No, they
minutes?
actually ended up with a lot of good questions, but I just, they wanted to ask about you. A lot of people asked about you.
No.
Curious about Woods.
What do they want to know?
What's Woods really like?
This is just like he is on
How
the radio.
nervous does he make you?
How nervous?
Let's go through these questions. All right. What are the? I want to know about the questions about me.
No, I mean, just the typical. I get the same questions about you all the time.
Like what?
Like, what's Woodsy really like? And
What do you tell them?
I mean, how does I tell him that he is exactly like you hear him on the radio. In fact, no one has ever been more authentic or open or genuine about their life on the radio than Stephen Woods.
One of my favorite emails that Adam ever got, because I have my language can be a little salty at times, and I was being salty on the air. And a guy wrote Adam, and he was upset about it. This is a couple of years ago, and he was upset about it. And he goes, Adam, he would never talk in front of his children that way. And Adam goes, yes, he would. You don't know him.
Like, actually, that's
That's
exactly how he
because
talks to
I've
his
literally
children.
seen him with his kids, and he talks the same. He's the same guy. And the guy goes, oh, well, in that case, that's pretty cool. All right, now I'll give him another. I'll give him another shot. Yeah. Taylor actually asked me, though, because, Dad, could you not use bad language? And I looked at him, my 5-year-old. He goes, could you not use bad language? And I go, no. You don't. I go, Taylor, this is how I talk. I'm sorry, but I'll try to mitigate it or
That's really the only
cut it
difference is you
down.
can't use the bad language directly on the air. So you just have to hint at it. But otherwise, you're the exact same person when the microphone goes on and off. There really is no change whatsoever.
Yeah, like I'm kind of bitchy today, and I'm not sad, but my head's not right. Like I just am like, I don't know what it is. Is it the end of the year? Is it
I've told you,
the weight of the holidays? I have no idea.
I have trouble this month. It just feels like there's just always something else you feel like you should be doing. You're not doing enough in terms of getting ready for the holidays, whether it's shopping or festivities or enough holiday cheer. It's just never quite enough. And then you have to set everything else in your life aside. But work doesn't stop. At least it doesn't for us for another couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So you still have every single responsibility that you normally have thrown on with everything else. It makes it hard for me to get into the holiday spirit. It just feels overwhelming sometimes. in December.
Yeah, I think overwhelming is my wife handles, like, I'll say this, 99% of all of it, as far as like the getting the gifts, the wrapping, the putting up of the tree. I really don't have to do much except for all she asks of me is that I'm in a decent mood. And I'm struggling with that right now. I've been a little snippy, been a little snappy.
I particularly like how it worked out this year. I love when, like, for us at least, and I think a good amount of people out there, a lot of people's last day of the year is going to be the 19th, Friday the 19th. If you're checking out for the holidays, that would be the final Friday before Christmas. And I go, that's enough time for me to decompress from work and everything that led up to that and get into the holiday spirit before Christmas.
That's
Whereas,
a good point. You'll have a week.
If we had the extravaganza on like the 22nd, which we've had in the past.
We have. And then you're like, oh my God, it's Christmas already.
You're just grinding up until the 22nd. You get through that long day, and then it's like one day later, it's Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
You got family stuff. Like, I'm getting a little bit of a break there in between.
That's a good point. I think it will be beneficial for all of us.
I think part of it as well is that when you do feel a little grumpy or whatever, then you feel guilty about it because it's the holiday season.
It's the holidays.
And you shouldn't ever feel grumpy, but you're going to, like any other time of the year, you're going to have bad days where you're not feeling it. But it's this time of year where then you add the pressure to actually, I have to be festive. I have to be cheery. I have to be in good spirits and generous because, well, Christmas is coming up, and then you make yourself feel worse about it too.
Yeah, for sure. I think one thing that would help my mentals a lot is that if we had a Christmas tree in here that was lit up like all the other studios do. I was looking around, and I was looking. I was like, and our buddy Hamby decorated the studio. He did a great job. He did a fantastic job. Ben's leaving, and
Ben is walking into the 94.9 studio that nobody is ever in.
Never.
And I think he is unplugging their Christmas tree, and he's going to carry it over.
Bring it over. I have an idea. Let's knock this wall down and give us just one giant studio.
That would be cool.
That would be badass.
Yeah, that would be really cool. He's struggling right now.
He is really having a hard time with that.
He has to unplug the Christmas tree first, and he's not doing that.
He hasn't done that.
There we go. He has figured out, okay, the tree is still lit up. That means it's plugged in.
Watch how I get him when he walks in, too. I'm going to get him. He's not.
You should just wedge your foot up against the door and leave it shut.
I'll help him. All right. We'll borrow this. Ooh, Ben.
Wow.
Slight problem. Slight.
What?
Oh,
I didn't really want a flocked tree. I wanted like a green tree. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right. How do we
We got a plug.
We have a plug.
Gotta find a plug.
Well,
for
that's
it.
right on me too. Okay. That does make me feel
Good luck finding an outlet. We have one in this whole
a
studio.
little better.
All right. Ben has brought the Christmas tree from the 94.9 studio in and placed it directly behind Woods.
Those little lights aren't twinkling, Clark. Yes, I know.
I know that, Art. Thanks for pointing it out.
Thanks for pointing that out. He worked really hard, Grandpa. So did washing machine.
Hey, if you need a hand, just come find me. I'll be upstairs sleeping.
We can work on the twinkling. Bro, you got reach it all the way over there, and there we go.
And we've got blue
lights on the tree.
How's that feel?
I feel much better, actually. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Got your tree. No one was using it. Slide it a little more to the right so it can get in your camera and everyone can enjoy the festivities on YouTube. Yes, to my right.
All right.
Like behind you more. Like
there you
right
go.
up.
Almost.
Keep going. Like basically cover you, Darvish.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Oh, look at that.
You're so festive now.
I do feel better.
Why is there a beer on top of the Christmas tree?
Chris just nailed it. He said, Ben, he doesn't want you to solve the problem. He just wants you to listen.
I know.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right. I know. I like to solve the problem, so I don't have to listen anymore.
We've talked about this before.
I know. Yeah.
I really just wanted to vent to you.
We were doing play-by-play of you in the other studio there. You had a little trouble. You had to unplug the Christmas tree before you could move it.
So it was one of those very Christmas Vacation-esque where there were 7 plugs into the same, all the different.
You probably shut down their whole system in there.
I might have.
Boop, 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 boop. You
Off the air alert.
knock them off the air. Yeah, all right, that helps. Now maybe if we just a dim, just a quick.
That didn't do anything. Trying to turn off the lights in here.
There we go.
Ooh, sexy.
Nice. We should
Now we are talking. Now we're talking. Okay. That does make me feel a little bit better. It feels a little more Christmassy.
All right.
Now we've got guests coming in today. There's a kid. His name's Aiden, and he's from Arizona. He goes to Arizona State. He's a burgeoning broadcaster. So he's the kid I met with when I went out to Arizona. I had coffee with him, talked to him about this gig and
Arizona's concierge.
Arizona's concierge. Can you believe it? Go out there for a baseball tournament. Hey, Woodsy, will you meet with this kid?
We'll be out there in about a month from now. If anybody in Phoenix has any chores that need to be done.
Yeah, sure.
Around the house, you need groceries picked up.
Yeah, be happy to do anything. You need your tires changed. You're probably on the wrong show, but so he's going to come in. He wants to observe from 8 to 10. Our pal John Connor from Mad Friars is coming in, talk about the future of the San Diego Padres, the draft, the MLB draft lottery is today. We do not have a chance at the first pick in the draft today. The San Diego Padres do not. But talk about the guys down in the minor leagues. They have dedicated their lives to covering these prospects that are all eventually traded at some point. So I want to ask him about that. Do you ever feel, John, like you're spinning your wheels covering I said yesterday, don't fall in love with San Diego Padres pitchers or anything like that because they're not going to be here very long. Imagine how those guys at Mad Friars feel. They're like, I am high on this guy. I love this guy. Gone.
He's gone.
I like this guy, though. He's gone. I mean, it is just crazy.
Everybody around baseball is saying the Padres system is as bare as it's been. AJ will disagree. He will always say, yeah, I think there's some prospects that people in the sport kind of value that aren't really being talked about. But who are they? Where are these names that AJ Preller seems to think that he could actually deal for major league talent again this year if he needs to at the trading deadline? I'm not sure if they exist right now. We'll talk to John Conniff about that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So that really helped the mood. I don't know. I don't know what it is for me. I just, you go through these things and you're like, oh, I woke up at 3 this morning because my 7-year-old, almost 8, had a sore throat. So he came in, got in bed, sore throat, and was like, and was doing the soft launch of like, should I just stay home? And I'm like, yeah, no one's going to be here. Mom's got to work. I got to work. I could pick you up maybe a little early if you can't make it through. I'll go to the gym and then I'll come get you at like noon. So he soft launched that this morning. So we'll see how that works. You know the drill.
The soft launch.
I got a question for you, a practical question. I'll turn it over to the parents out there. Obviously, he's 7. He's going to be 8 in February. That's way too young to leave somebody home alone while you go to work. 8 is way too young. Now, he is well responsible above bro, you've never seen a 7-year-old regulate like he does. Like, he'll have ice cream and go, I've had too much. Mom, I've done my 30 minutes on the iPad. He's a rule follower.
He's like a little Ben.
He is like a little Ben, except he's cool and super athletic. And so,
jeez,
I know. I had to. It's right there, Paulie. Put it on a tee. What am I going to do? I mean, I'm in a bad mood, but I'm still me, at the end of the day.
Brutal.
So that's obviously too young. When did you, as a parent, feel ever comfortable saying, even let's say, I'm going to go to the store. I know you're watching your movie or you're doing your homework.
I think very fine at 12.
Okay, that's a long time.
But you could push it a little bit.
10?
Yeah, I mean, you've got cameras all over your house as well.
We really do. And he's got an Apple Watch that he can call us from.
I think when I was like 9 or 10, I was able to start walking home because I was close enough to the school.
Okay.
And parents were fine with that.
That's way more dangerous than being home alone, I think.
Probably.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. There's diddlers in your home. Diddlers on the way home from school.
Cars,
in vans and stuff.
All kinds of dangers out there. Once you're at your home, you're probably in good shape, especially if you trust him.
I also feel like 20 plus years ago
I think in the next year or two, you can schedule short, like an outing. You know what, Bo? I'll be back in 15 minutes.
Yeah, I'm going to run down to the gas station.
See how it goes. Just, you're going to run down to the gas station, grab something at the grocery store, at the convenience store. That goes well, then you might expand it to an hour and see how that goes. And then by the time he's 10 or 11, if you want to be gone for 2 hours, maybe tops, that I can see that being okay at this point. If you trust him.
Yeah, definitely not. This is way too young.
Now, I wouldn't let both of them together at the same time.
Absolutely not.
Burn the house down.
Taylor won't stay home alone till he's 18. There's no question. But I do think like 10 is probably like, hey man, you're sick. And again, mom's going to work. I'll be home by 11, right? Like, I think a few hours when you're 10, maybe 11. I was just trying to think when I was a kid, but I feel like, again, not to do it was back in my day, but like, I feel like our generation had to be a little bit more, like, I learned how to literally cook on the stove when I was 6. Like, I knew how to make a grilled cheese sandwich on the hot fire stove, on the gas stove, with a pan, the butter, the whole bit, when I was 6 years old. Spatula, standing on a chair, standing on a chair, making fried egg sandwiches and grilled cheese sandwiches on a hot stove at 6 years old. I bring my son close. I'm like, hey, let's brown this meat. He's like, the fire, So I don't know. I don't know the right answer. We were a little bit more self-sufficient, I think, back then because we had to be. Single mom, Paulie. I had single mom for a lot of my life.
My mom worked until 5. Like I got out of school at 2:15. I had to walk home and figure it out.
Yeah, figure out how to make a snack. I had to make oatmeal for myself.
I don't have children, but I think we've talked about it before. Like I have friends that have children that are even older than Bo. Like sleepovers are not so much a thing anymore.
We don't do those anymore.
That was every Friday night growing up. Like you were always at somebody else's house.
There's like
your house.
There's like a couple families I would do it. Also, I
but
don't want
not
your
as
kids,
common as it was.
No,
right?
I don't want your kids at my house spending the night. I'll lose my mind. I love having them over to hang, but
I think what it was is back in our day, even if we had computers and the internet, maybe like in my case, not so much your guys' case.
We didn't have that.
What you don't know won't hurt you. We didn't have apps that can tell us there's a sex offender that lives in that house right there down the street.
Down the street.
There, you could find that information on the internet. It was not so readily available, and all the bad stuff that we know about and have to be aware of now, we just weren't aware of it as much.
KG says it's crazy how kids don't hang out at each other's houses anymore. I beg to differ, man. We've got in our neighborhood, we've got 1, 2, 4. It's a 4-house rotation, and it's mine. It's the house across the street, and then 2 houses that are 5 houses down, about a 6-minute walk. And they make the rounds there, and it'll be 4 kids at a time at each house. Or 2 kids at a time at each house. They hang out, they play in the streets. Like, it hasn't changed all that much. The only difference is, there's a lot more to worry about. I don't know if there's a gun in someone's home, if it's easily accessible. I don't know if their dad, likes to take a couple bumps at night. I have no idea. Like, I have no clue about. I know them, but I don't know. I don't know what's in their home. I've never been in their homes. My kids have, so I don't know what's happening. And that's, a little dicey. Now, my parents also didn't know what was happening back in the 80s and stuff. It's not that they didn't care. It's just different now. We are way more protective, and I think we have to be. Like, I told both my kids, I'm tracking both of your asses until you're 18 years old. When you're 17 and a half, I'm going to be like, why are you here? Why did you stop at that gas station? What are you doing? Are you stealing something? You buying beer? What are you doing? I'm tracking your car. Sorry. Absolutely sorry. But it's just the way it is.
Apparently, if you wanted to leave them alone, you're on solid legal ground. Jocelyn says she was told by Carlsbad police there's no law about leaving them at home at any age, as long as they're deemed responsible by you and the cops when nosy neighborhood Karen calls them on you. So it's up to you to decide when your kids are old and responsible enough to be left alone.
The guilt of if something happened, if he went to the pantry and was reaching and the whole thing crashed on top.
When you say he's not feeling well, you definitely wouldn't want to leave him home when he's not. If he's completely healthy and you're like, hey, we're gonna run to the store for an hour, can you handle it? I think that's different than, hey, I know you're sick, Daddy will be home at 11.
Yeah,
there's so many more things to distract them nowadays. I mean, like you said, you put an iPad in front of them, they'll lose track of time fast. You've been gone for 2 hours. I didn't even notice. I popped on a movie, whatever. Back in our day, you had nothing other than trouble to get into. I'm bored. What are we kind of mischief?
Let's go light some stuff on fire.
That looks like fun. I don't have any video games or anything. Let's burn things.
Told you my first time I ever came home in a police car. I was in 6th grade, and we lit a fire in my friend's backyard. We were lighting fireworks, but my dad and mom standing on the front, on the stoop, as the police car rolls up. I'm in 6th grade. They're like, very cool. Very, very cool. I'm like, it was an accident. We were lighting fireworks. One got away, and this kid's name, by the way, his name was Niels.
Niels.
Not Neil. His name was Niels.
Not Niles.
Not Niles. Niels. N-E-I-L-S.
Not nails.
Not nails.
Niels.
Niels. And not K-N-E-E-L-S. N-E-I-L-S. Niels. And we literally burned down 60% of his backyard. Dry grass, lighting fireworks back there. And
was he Danish?
It's a Danish name. It was Niels Anderson.
It was
maybe.
Niels Bohr, the Danish physicist.
Could be.
Niels.
But I just think, my dad was like, really, in the police car? I didn't get cuffed or anything, but the cops came, the firemen came. Where do you live? I'm like, right over there. He drives me home and drops me off.
That was simply for show then.
That was a scare tactic that clearly did not work even a little bit. But, man, it was.
Were you in the back or the front?
Back.
You were in the back.
Back
the
seat.
Cage and everything?
Cage and everything. 6th grade,
You're
man.
caged.
It's like, my dad's like, oh, my God, he's a juvenile delinquent. My parents had only got married a couple years before. He's looking at me like, very cool, very cool. Sixth grade. You've never been in the back of a cop car. Never once.
No, not even for fun.
There's nothing fun about it.
It's not fun.
It's not fun. Even when you're there and you're there, like if you're touring, it's still not fun.
I don't really even like being in the back of a taxi cab.
I know. Yeah, you don't even like taxi cabs. But anyway, so
it doesn't feel good to like put your arms behind your back and have those cuffs dig into you.
Just sitting there like, this sucks.
Not comfortable.
It's not great, dude. It's not great.
Not that I know.
But again, you don't want your kids to turn out like you. So maybe you don't leave them home alone when they're 8, 9, 10 years old. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do. And I get that. And I don't know. I sit in the school pickup line every day and I see moms and dads come pick up their kid at 2:20. They're not all morning radio show hosts. So I don't know what these people do that they're actually free to go and pick up their children. And it continues to impress me every single day. The half days are coming. The 2 weeks off from school.
Every year of my adult life, like during the summer, I've thought like, what the hell did my mom do?
Yeah, how'd you do this?
Like,
how did you get through this,
my mom worked a lot.
9 to 5.
Like,
Easy.
We get out of school. You're in 4th grade. You get out of school.
Where'd you go?
I don't remember.
I have no idea. I know I wasn't going to a bunch of camps and stuff.
Right.
What did I do? I think I spent a lot of time with my grandparents. I really do. I can't remember for the life of me what I did.
I can't really either.
Played outside a lot.
Played outside a ton.
I mean,
somebody had to have been there, right?
We didn't have video games. We didn't have computers. Watched a lot of movies. Watched a lot of TV. Read a lot, but like swam, in Texas in the summer, you go find a buddy with a pool and swim. But man, I don't know. Anyway, can't figure it out today. I feel better.
Your Christmas tree up.
Got the tree up.
Big Dan wants to know, does anyone notice how much Ben blinks? Well, now I'm not going to ever stop thinking about it.
Oh, no.
Do I blink too much?
Never noticed.
You've never noticed.
Somebody in the chat, keep track for a minute. See how many times.
But now I'm thinking about it. Like, am I blinking too much? What's the right amount to blink?
I would have told you if you.
I would have. Well, no, because you didn't tell me I walked funny until.
That's true. But you asked me.
So,
you
just guys, do I blink too much?
On average, we blink 15 to 20 times a minute.
So once every 3 to 4 seconds.
Yeah. Oh no! You just did it twice, back to back.
Ooh. I do feel like there's some sort of a dry breeze going on my face right now. I may be blinking a little bit more than usual. I'm not sure why.
We have to get into these vicious rumors that are circling around right now.
Sexy rumors.
So I mean, potentially sexy, but if you really, really play it through, I mean, it's not what you want, I think.
Really? I read it as something to get excited about. You think it's something to fear and dread.
There's a couple different ways this thing could go.
Morning, guys.
Yeah.
If it goes one way,
AJ's cooking, apparently.
Apparently, AJ is on the chair with the grilled cheese in the van right now. Actually, AJ is in the backyard with a whole thing of fireworks. All right. And that's what I'm worried most about.
Like, he may or may not be coming home in the back of the cop car
with his hands cuffed. I mean, again, if you believe what you read from Kevin Acey yesterday, if you haven't heard about it yet, we will fill you in next. It's pretty interesting stuff, dude.
We'll get
I saw it last night. I literally out loud went, oh
yeah. Okay. Little nugget there at the end. Thank you, Kevin.
Yep.
We will get right into it from baseball's winter meetings. The hot rumors surrounding your San Diego Padres coming up. Glad to have you with us, Ben Woods. Paul, on a Tuesday morning on San Diego's #1 sports station. Let's get our first check of traffic with Kelly Danick this morning here on 97.3 The Fan.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Humul Casino Resort, now open. Hey, player, this is all yours.
Mama.
Yeah,
Man.
things are, I mean, not a lot has happened yet at the winter meetings. We'll have Sammy Levitt joining us live coming up in 1 hour from now on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. We did hear from Craig Stammen, AJ Preller. If you follow the 97.3 The Fan social media channels, saw plenty of audio. Some comments from Craig Stammen about not converting The relief pitchers, any of them to starting pitchers. Some
Yeah,
people
okay.
loved that. Some people were angry about that yesterday. Mason Miller, though, looks like he's going to remain Padres closer going forward. Adrian Morejon, David Morgan also remaining in the bullpen, but Padres still have, giant holes to plug in their starting rotation, and they won't be doing it internally with any of their relievers, at least not at this point.
Jeremiah Estrada, not mentioned.
Not mentioned. Could he be part of trade conversations, though?
Could he be one of the guys that they're looking to convert?
Are they looking to convert anyone? I didn't get the sense that they're looking to convert anyone right now.
I saw I think it was tier 1, ran into Jeremiah Estrada at the convention center a couple weeks ago, and they struck up a conversation. I guess Jeremiah told him, yeah, I'd love to start. So that's what led me to believe that maybe the omission of mentioning him, either, he's on the trade block, which I think he is. He's a very tradable asset for the San Diego Padres. I think he absolutely is they're fielding offers about him. But again, the fact that he didn't mention him as one of the three that they weren't looking to convert led me to believe that maybe they are if they don't trade him. So, anything's possible. Not a huge needle mover for me either way.
I just don't know whether Jeremiah Estrada, in my mind, has a deep enough arsenal to be a starter. Now, you can always add pitches, work with Ruben Niebla and the staff about, developing more of a repertoire if you're going to do that. Obviously, he's got the stuff to get guys out. Like
Purple just said in the chat, an Estrada type just got the Nats Harry Ford, and I think he was what did I say yesterday? The number 4 prospect for the Nationals. He absolutely should be traded. I think what you're seeing, too,
yeah, I think Jeremiah Estrada and Ferrer are somewhat similar.
One's righty, one's lefty,
yeah.
But other than that, fireballing, guy that in the back end of your bullpen, you could see Jeremiah Estrada used, and he has been used by the Padres in multiple different innings. Pretty versatile, pretty solid. But again, very tradable asset. But I think let's get into, before we do the, stamina audio and stuff like that, let's get into probably the biggest talking point from yesterday.
So there were a couple of things that came out in a late evening piece from Kevin Acee, who is there at the winter meetings. First of all, he talked to John Seidler directly. Good work by Kevin Acee.
Yep.
Got some firm comments about Padres' payroll commitment for this year, which is especially intriguing because of the impending sale of the team, or the exploration of a sale of the team. And John Seidler said directly, we anticipate payroll will remain at a similar level to last year. We're operating the club as we have for the last 5 or 6 years.
Any wiggle room in that statement?
There's always a little bit of wiggle room.
Anticipate.
Last year's payroll, $224 million, went into the luxury tax, as they have, I think, for the last 5 seasons. That statement to me would tell you I expect to go into the luxury tax again somewhere around that same level, that they aren't cutting back, that they will be adding payroll this offseason despite the sale.
Paulie did make the point yesterday, too, though. There's guys that are due raises, right? Have those already been doled out?
They've already been accounted for.
Everybody's
there is some room in the payroll to add right now and still get to a similar level to last year. If they didn't add anything right now, they'd be well under last year's level, which would not be consistent with what John Seidler just told Kevin Acee.
Okay.
So, they will spend some money. Now, again, they can't spend on state-of-the-art Kyle Tuckers of the world. In that case, they'd be going significantly up in payroll, but they can add a couple of free agents, starting pitchers, and be able to flesh out their rotation. Where it gets really interesting is
about halfway down,
a little deeper into the article. and placement is key, because if this were truly some sort of impending breaking news, then that's the headline. That's at the top. This is one of those AJ Preller rumors that you don't know what to think. But this actual paragraph that Kevin Acee wrote, a couple of paragraphs, reads like straight AJ Preller fan fiction fantasy porn.
Whoa.
I mean, this is what he engenders at the winter meetings. 2 sources familiar with the Padres discussion said Preller is shooting big. One source said the Padres are working multiple fronts that could result in deals that rival the massive trade in which they acquired 4 major leaguers in exchange for Juan Soto and Trent Grisham at the winter meetings 2 years ago. Another source said Preller's plans coming to fruition would make the deals he made at the past 2 trade deadlines pale in comparison.
Can you do it again and do it sexy?
The sources, who were not authorized to speak publicly, provided no further details. You want me to do it again?
No.
You don't want
I was joking
Okay.
because I had to do a spot and I had to do it sexy. Remember that? Yes. I have to do it again, apparently.
I mean, rumors that Preller's going bigger than Preller's gone before, though, are very interesting.
Well,
I mean,
the interesting...
he always goes big. If he's trying to make his previous moves, which are already seen as some of the biggest moves that any general manager will make, look like child's play, now see what I can do. I mean, I can't even wrap my mind around what AJ Preller going big sounds like compared to what he's already done.
Well, I mean, the fact that Juan Soto's name is dropped in there, you go, okay, well, I mean, there's really only one guy with that kind of cachet on the roster, and it's Fernando Tatis Jr., and I think that is I would honestly feel if he ended up trading Fernando Tatis Jr., and again, I don't think he will. I don't. Would you feel a little egg on your face? Because I know I would. I'd feel a little embarrassed because I've pretty much been one of those saying you can't.
I mean, they have also said
we won't.
So I would be very surprised.
I guess I don't really care about the embarrassment because it's AJ Preller. And I said to somebody in the chat earlier, like, I've learned to throw logic out the window when it comes to covering this team and our general manager, and I think, you're seeing a lot of people in chat saying, I'm done. They trade that guy, I'm out 100%. Like, that's a guy, that's a cornerstone type player. Dub J goes, well, what's the get though? It's fair. It's a fair question. I can't even wrap my head around what it would look like to make it go, okay, yeah, sounds good. Sounds great. Let's go. I mean, it's crazy.
I think we know AJ Preller enough, though, that whatever he's considering will be pretty exciting on the return side for the Padres. If it's really, truly that big, that it's something that you can sink your teeth into if you're a Padres fan. I don't think just because he compared it to the Juan Soto deal necessarily means that he's looking to trade a superstar. I just thought, it was kind of a comparison of the scope, the number of players,
potentially.
The buzz generated by that. That was the biggest move 2 off seasons ago.
Well,
in baseball, that was the one everyone was talking about. I kind of got the sense, AJ might be working on the move that everyone ends up talking about coming out of these winter meetings.
Yeah, for sure. And trust me, the other comment in the article says that he's working the phones frenetically. And the one name that jumped into my mind immediately when I read this, after Tatis, and after I kind of worked through that in my head, I went to Mason Miller, and is the one that I saw. Because if you look at it now, you go back in hindsight and you say, we traded Leodalis DeVries, who by all accounts is going to be a superstar for the Las Vegas Athletics, probably by the time he's up and ready to play. Had a good year, had a really good year with them. Traded him for JP Sears, who's your 5 right now, and didn't give you a lot of hope. And Mason Miller, who is a 8th, 9th inning elite closer type. You were going for it, and you overpaid on that deal. So you could actually get Miller with 4 years of control and get him to a team that really needs a closer. We have guys that could step into that role ASAP if Mason Miller was traded. I don't necessarily want him traded. I really enjoy watching him pitch, but I would understand it. So that's the name that jumped out to me was, all right, that's a huge, huge move. Almost like a righting of the wrong. Like, hey, yeah, I flipped Leodalis for him, but I also just got back 3 Leodalis DeVries. You know what I mean? Like a desperate team that needs a guy with 4 years of control.
I agree with you, and I disagree with you. Let me explain what I mean after a quick check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Tow truck is helping to clear a crash in the East County, westbound 8 before Lake Jennings. Several vehicles, including a motorcycle, involved. It's in the center divide. Fortunately, no other trouble spots on our roads this time. Whether you're dashing through San Diego or heading out of town, make sure your car's in the game. Friendly text at Valvoline Instant Oil Change will check your lights, wipers, tire pressure, battery, and more with every oil change. Grab holiday savings now at SoCalOilChange.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben & Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
it was actually the second part of what Kevin Acee wrote that seemed almost impossible to me. He mentioned the Juan Soto deal, but when he said the deals, someone told him, a source that was not authorized to speak, said if Preller's plans coming to fruition, and not all of his plans come to fruition, he has grand plans all the time, but if these specific plans come to fruition, it would make the deals he made at the past 2 trade deadlines pale in comparison.
That's unreal.
Think about the last 2 trade deadlines and the massive amount of moves he made. First, to bolster the bullpen a couple of years ago, Jason Adam, Tanner Scott. I don't know if you include Luis Ariz. That was a little earlier before the trade deadline. But then this last trade deadline with the Mason Miller and Freddie Fermin and Ramon Orellano and Ryan O'Hearn. I mean, to make those deals pale in comparison, you'd essentially have to say I'm just going to swap my entire roster for your roster.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's do this. All right, I'm trading you all 26 of my players for all 26 of your players. There's not much that AJ could do that would make his last 2 trade deadlines, which are already collectively the biggest in baseball, pale in comparison. That's quite the statement that was written.
Don't challenge
about
him.
The last
don't
couple
challenge
of deals.
him because that sounds like a challenge.
So what I agree with you is that I don't think Mason Miller is untouchable.
No,
he's phenomenal. I would certainly miss him if he was gone. He weakens your bullpen tremendously if you lose him. But he could be part of a very large trade. Could you see like Mason Miller and a Jeremiah Estrada and a Jake Cronenworth and a Nick Pivetta all being traded, but not for prospects? They're not looking for the next.
The Padres aren't
Leodalis
looking
DeVries.
for prospects.
They need help.
They're looking for
major league talent.
looking for major league talent as well.
But again,
I don't know what possible fit, how many teams would have to be involved in some sort of deal that would make it intriguing and interesting and worthwhile for the San Diego Padres.
There's another name that people in the chat keep throwing up, and that's Jackson Merrill, and I don't see that happening at all.
This is Jackson Merrill.
I think you got him on a bargain, man. With the potential that he has, and plays a premium position for you in center field. $10 million a year, right? Signed a 10-year, $109 million extension. Is that right? 10-109. Does that sound? Is that
90?
Was it 90?
Jackson.
I thought
Merrill,
it was 109.
It's still team friendly.
I mean, it's massively team friendly. That's a great.
It was
great,
135.
135.
I was way off. All right, so what's that? 13 a year. Still a good deal.
Oh yeah,
still a good deal for a kid that is coming into his prime years over the next few years.
I can go up to 204
with incentives
okay. and if he plays really well. So
that's interesting.
I mean,
I'm not doing it.
It sucks, but he's
tradable.
The most attractive trade piece, one of them that you
have.
Toddy,
let's rank them. Fernando Tatis Jr. is number 1.
No, I think Jackson Merrill is number 1. In terms of like what other teams would
price, there's the price is better.
Attractive. Age is younger. Price is less.
But he's 26 still.
Yeah,
I mean,
but he's a lot more expensive.
There's 1A and 1B.
Remember, Fernando Tatis Jr.'s contract, not a bad contract, but it is backloaded. So if you acquire him now,
you got to pay the 36 down
all
the road,
expensive years down the road.
Jeez, maybe it is Tatis. My God,
as opposed to the much more affordable. I think Jackson Merrill is your most valuable trade commodity.
Okay,
I think Mason Miller is probably number 2. He is controllable, cheap for 4 years. I mean, and elite, an absolute, the best arm you can possibly get for a contender that's looking to improve their bullpen.
Yeah, man.
They can justify overpaying for Mason Miller because
100%.
It's easy to argue we're a Mason Miller away from winning this thing. If we get to the playoffs and I've got a 3-2 lead in Game 7, I bring in Mason Miller. I feel like I'm winning a World Series.
Any playoff team from last year, American League or National League, would be interested.
They'd all be interested in overpaying.
Imagine him in Toronto.
Yeah.
Game over.
Yeah.
It's game over. Jeff Hoffman. Here's your options. Mason Miller or Jeff Hoffman. Obviously, the Blue Jays got a taste. And we know what that's like to get not even that close of a taste, but we know what it's like to get a taste and go balls to the wall. That's what Toronto Blue Jays are doing right now. But yeah, that would be, I mean, yeah, okay. So Merrill, Miller,
Tatis,
then probably Tatis.
Now again, you can do Estrada because he's cheaper, but Tatis is Morejon on value.
But those guys aren't. With Morejon's got 1 year left. Estrada's got 2.
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to bring back the return. Now they could give you a good player or 2, but not a Tatis like return if you're actually looking. Plus, you have to sell any Tatis trade if you're even talking about it, which I don't think they are. You know how your fan base is going to react. So you have to really be able to say, I know we didn't want to do this, but do you see what we're getting back?
Yeah.
I mean, this is incredible. We had to say yes to this.
Full no trade.
The full no trade. Like somebody just said, what about Paul Skeens? Yeah. Fernando's not going. Yeah,
No.
I'll go to Pittsburgh. No chance.
No chance.
No chance. Oh, man. Well,
Crony's name gets thrown out there every day.
every year this time. But he's not a huge.
He's not one
huge
way or the
needle.
other.
No, he's not a huge needle mover.
He's kind of like right in the middle. I feel like
He's not super expensive.
He's a league average player, and he's making what, 11?
Yeah.
12? Like probably what a league average infielder should make.
Yeah, Eno tweeted about him yesterday, and we'll talk about Eno Saris's interesting tweet here in a moment as well. Jake Cronenworth deal, 5 years, 61, is not really underwater for a 32-year-old projected to be around league average next year. It just doesn't have any additional value. So someone could basically just take the contract, maybe a team closer to the luxury tax that likes the AAV. So you're not going to get much back for him. But it's if
they're not going to just
he's not going to kill you.
Jake
And you're not getting
Cronenworth.
exceptional value. He's like literally just
The
right
Padres
down the
like
middle.
Jake way too much to give him away
100%.
to save money. They're not going to do that. They might trade him if someone offers them something
A good package,
enticing, and they feel like they can get better in the future. You have to consider that, but they're not. They're not giving Jake away just to save $10 million.
That dude is the player rep for that.
Yeah,
he's the player rep for that clubhouse, and is instrumental in the players' union for trying to get a new CBA done. Jake Cronenworth is a pretty valuable dude in that clubhouse. He's very well respected, very well liked. He's certainly liked by the media. We love Jake. Would I like him to produce a little bit more? Absolutely. But he doesn't kill this team at all by being on it. At all. No. He doesn't break you financially.
He helps the team.
Of course.
And that's why he'd be of interest to other teams because they like a player who can help their team like a Jake Cronenworth would. Yeah, there's a lot of unknowns here in that paragraph or so from Kevin AC.
If there's any shred of truth to what AC was alluding to, a massive couple of trades.
I have a weird idea.
Like you can't have this team come back and it's not going to look even a shred of what they looked like last year.
I have a weird idea. I know one player that has been on AJ Preller's vision board for many years. And if you want to connect the dots, I feel like a real pud doing this right now. I'm working it out in my brain. He loves a player so much. You know who I'm talking about? Loves him, covets him.
I have a couple of guys in mind.
His name's Francisco Lindor.
Yep.
Francisco Lindor and Juan Soto allegedly banging heads in New York.
Mendoza got really mad about that yesterday. He said that is not true.
Okay.
But sometimes when you get
What's he
really
gonna
mad
say?
about something, there is a kernel of truth to it.
What's he supposed to say? Of course he's going to say there's no.
You just acquired Marcus Semien.
Yeah.
The Mets.
Yeah.
So you have infield depth now.
They have 19 infielders.
Yeah.
He loves Francisco Lindor. Loves him. Has been after him forever. Mason Miller. A couple other names.
Well, you can't add. I don't think you can add Lindor's
He's got a massive salary
without shedding salary.
Tatis. No way.
That's the thing. I think that would
That's a
probably
big one.
be part of
That's
the
a
deal.
MLB The Show trade.
I thought you were going to say J-Ram,
Loves J-Ram too. Where's J-Ram play?
first base,
Let's
DH.
put Manny at first. J-Ram at 3. Or
Xander
flip-
and Mason Miller
to who?
to the Mets. I don't think it's enough for the Mets.
Mets have not signed Diaz. Diaz is going to be a Dodger, is my guess. TN Overload said Lindor is not being traded. I don't think he will either.
I
know he loves him. I don't know if I'm sure he has full no trade as well.
This is the most wild of speculation on our part.
I was just thinking.
You are
I
right.
know he loves
likes
him.
He likes Lindor a
Scooble?
lot.
No, I heard Scooble's going to the Dodgers.
Yeah. Did you see that dumb rumor yesterday? I actually saw Dodger fans complaining about this yesterday. It infuriated me. Complaining about it.
About a potential.
Like, I don't want to see this. I do not want to see I hate when my team lands a generational superstar in Tarek Skubal.
Padres did make a move yesterday. We can discuss it, and adding to their coaching staff as well. More news coming up from the winter meetings. Next, hour number 2 of Ben and Woods on the Fan.
Damn it. He's right. Dub J in the chat says, man, you guys sound like you opened the phones and then you called in yourselves to give opinions on who we might trade. It's a rough listen. Yeah, I agree. It's my fault. It's my fault. Hey, what if
He's not wrong.
could we trade Camposano and, I don't know, throw in Estrada for Paul Skeens? No, it's not going to happen. You're right. That's on us. I was thinking out loud. And
In our defense, I think we were trying to at least come up with
some scenario
realistic-
that makes it sound like, Kevin Acey's like, oh my God, this is going to be like a nuclear bomb. Like, you're like, all right, well, who's a nuclear bomb? It's Francisco Lindor. That's the scope in which I'm trying to think here. And certainly what a weird 24 hours, because 24 hours ago, you're going, we got nothing. Nobody wants anybody. We have nothing. This is going to be terrible. Look at our rotation. Matt Waldron's going to be in it. JP Sears is going to be in it. This is going to be rough. Here we are the next day, like, hey, we could get Lindor. I mean, it's insane.
Okay, how are you?
We're good. Did you have a trade proposal that you wanted to give us?
Okay, how are you?
I'm still doing good. Anything what's on the table for you, sir? Any idea?
Okay, how are you?
All right, that's enough. That's plenty. It's maybe my favorite job, other than Jugs.
Okay, how are you?
Great. We're doing good.
So got them jugs, don't you?
Thank you. Every day. I need it for the rest of my life. Once a day. Just throw it in.
It does. I mean, the rumor.
I'm just trying to think scope here.
The rumor scope is more
It's
interesting to
insane.
talk about than the actual move the Padres made yesterday, which was signing minor league free agent pitcher Daison Acosta to a 1-year deal.
Is it Daison?
Daison
Yes.
is how they pronounce
Daison.
it. Daison.
Okay.
Yeah, Dominican pitcher. AJ mentioned that
Made it all the way to AAA last year.
he and Ty Adcock had two of the best minor league free agent arms that they saw
Okay.
in all of baseball.
Sounds good.
Basically, guys that they see as being able to shuttle between AAA and the big leagues
Sure.
next year.
Bodies, right?
Your 12th and 13th relievers in the bullpen, essentially, that you absolutely do need those guys from time to time.
You do.
That have options that can ride the Southwest Express from El Paso to San Diego,
Read the
back and forth.
I'm reading read the comments on the poor Padres. They're just trying to put out a graphic of the new guy that looks just like Usher, by the way. It could be Usher's twin. They're just trying to put this thing out. Hey, we just signed Daison Acosta, right? Here's the comments. Well, these signings are like the good old days of my youth. Who the F are these guys? Big fat nothing burger. Thanks for reminding me to turn the alerts off. Coupon God. I was like, dude, they're just trying to throw this guy. The guy's like, what I do? I just got acquired.
There is a certain danger in creating a welcome to San Diego graphic
Yes,
for someone like Daison Acosta.
Correct.
Sometimes you can just have a written press
blurb.
release, a blurb somewhere, because I think fans will get the idea that this is like a big move.
Yeah,
Yes.
I agree with that.
And it's not a big move that you shouldn't be excited about. It's absolutely something that every team needs. And they will all sign, every team will sign a Daison Acosta and a Ty Adcock during the offseason. Not specifically those guys, but their own versions of it to fill out the back of a
about
bullpen
this?
and ride their AAA shuttle.
You get a graphic if you can say with 99% certainty that player's making the opening day roster.
Do you
Yeah, I like
think?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think graphics should be.
Oh, you mean
Like
You
the
mean we
welcome to
just
San Diego
we signed
graphic.
this should be the
someone
rules?
who
Yes.
we expect to be on our opening day roster.
I don't need one for a minor league contract with an invite to spring training camp. I don't need a graphic for anything else. Like, is this somebody that's going to contribute and be in a Padres uniform?
Yeah, I just felt like, someone at the Padres building, like, graphics department hasn't really been doing much
Right.
lately. Let's
They're bored.
give them some work to do here. We just signed Daison Acosta. Get to it.
Can you make a Daison Acosta?
Can you make him look
graphic?
even more like Usher, please?
It's crazy. Yes, I got the joke, Dees. So when you ask for a Dyson, but you get a Daison. Yes, my wife tweeted under my terrible joke yesterday, but I wanted a Dyson. Yeah, you may get one. Play your cards right, sweetheart.
A
So
Daison.
that was That was a move that they made. And again, yeah, you need bodies, you need arms, and like you said, the shuttle to El Paso will be jamming next year as it always is.
Yeah, not something to discuss too much, but it did happen yesterday. Padres also reportedly, according to Dennis Lynn in The Athletic, filling out their coaching staff for new manager Craig Stammen, including hiring a third base coach, Bob Henley, to replace Tim Leeper, who left to join, I believe, the Mets in the offseason. Kevin Plawecki will be the new catching coach.
He was here.
Yeah, he was working for the Arizona Complex League. It was his first year in coaching last year. So my guess is they thought highly of the work he had been doing and gave him the promotion up to the big league level. Of course, experienced major league catcher. And Ryan Goings as the new infield coach for the San Diego Padres.
Now, he is a disciple of one Ron Washington. So that I saw that news yesterday. I looked it up. Ryan Goings.
Goings. There's no G. It's not going.
I didn't say going.
No, it's going.
I said
Goings.
Goings.
Like loin.
Like loin.
But going.
Goings.
Is it going? You don't say
Goings.
it right, I don't think. No, it's
Ryan Goings.
Ryan Goings. You say Goings, I say Goings.
Goings.
He studied under the great Ron Washington and was, I believe, a bench coach as well. So I like that. That's the coaching tree that I want.
The Giants get the actual Ron Washington.
Yeah,
we get the Timu Ron Washington.
Hey, relax. He could be pretty good.
I'm sure he could.
Listen.
I'm sure he could. As for Bob Henley, I don't know if it's a name that anyone's familiar with.
I know Don Henley.
Not Don, Bob. Spent most of his career in the Washington Nationals organization as a coach, a third base coach, a player development coach. Actually made it through. It was Matt Williams' original third base coach, and then got fired with Matt Williams, but then Dusty Baker rehired him, and then he actually went on to Dave Martinez as well. So guy that the Nationals just kept through a bunch of different managers on their coaching staff for many years.
Well, let me ask you this. Did he ever get beat out for the third base coaching job by Matt Williams? Because if he did, not sure that we want him here.
He was hired by Matt Williams.
Okay, hired by Matt Williams.
But he wasn't beaten out for. He was under Matt Williams. And obviously, Craig Stammen was there with the Washington Nationals. So this would be, in my view, a Stammen hire, Bob Henley.
Yeah.
Whereas Plawecki is more of an A.J. Preller already in the organization promotion to catching coach on the big league level.
Sure.
And Goins, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know where they
don't even know how to say his name, actually.
Yeah, fair enough. But again, it comes from the right stock, learning under Ron Washington.
And that was reported by Dennis Lynn, but not officially announced by the San Diego Padres yesterday. Otherwise, we're hearing some more rumors this morning. Ken Rosenthal says the Pittsburgh Pirates have upped their offer to Kyle Schwarber in free agency. 4 years, $125 million.
Okay.
Ooh, that's not going to get it done.
You don't think?
I think that the Pittsburgh Pirates are putting on a little show
for
Pittsburgh Pirates
for
fans.
Paul Skeens, actually.
Yeah,
Paul Skeens and
Libby
for
some of their own players as well.
Man,
Look
we
at
tried.
us.
I love Paul Skeens.
Look at us.
What if Schwarber just goes, fine, I'll take
dipping
it.
our toes.
They're
in
like,
the free agent market.
no.
No, I think you'd be thrilled if you actually took a somewhat under market deal to join the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's not going to do that.
What is it for? It's about what, 30 a year?
That would be about 30 a year.
You're Kyle Schwarber, you're a DH. Like,
but can't you get that from an actual competitive team and franchise? I don't think they're.
Maybe.
I don't think that's an overpay. And you're gonna have to overpay if you're gonna get someone like that to come to the Pittsburgh Pirates and be part of a rebuild.
Well, they don't really want to call it a rebuild. They do think they have the pitching to compete. Some of it with Jared.
They do.
Yeah.
They had top, I think, 6 starting pitching, top 13 bullpen last year. They were 30th in almost every offensive category.
Yeah, we were 28th in almost every offensive category.
And made the playoffs. That's how bad their 30th was.
Yeah.
Because their pitching was about as good as the Padres. Not as good bullpen-wise, but starting-wise was better. And they were so far behind the Padres because their offense was abysmal last year. But they are I get the sense that they won't land a big-time free agent. And then they'll probably end up paying
Ryan O'Hearn
for someone that is not going to make a huge difference on their roster.
They'll pay Ryan O'Hearn like 15, 16, 17 million bucks, and he'll be their addition. He's a decent fit there. He's probably a decent fit anywhere. But yeah, I have no idea what Kyle Schwarber is going to command on the open market. And, I think it's such a no-brainer if you're the Philadelphia Phillies who have money, keep that thing intact. I think if you're them and you've gotten, semi-close and you just need to bust through and Kyle Schwarber, the kind of person he is, the kind of human he is, how he fits in the clubhouse, how Philly feels about him. What are we talking about? Just sign him. Get him back. Don't let him test the waters anymore. Don't let some team go snatch him, and you just re-sign him if you're the Philly. It's such an easy one for me. That's for Dombrowski. Like there's moves that you have to think about, and then there's moves that you really don't. That should be the one that you're like, Kyle, what do we need to do to get it done? Let's get it done. Want to have you back here. Want to have you in Philly.
And I think that's still the most likely outcome at the end of the day. But you play the game, you dance the dance.
Yeah.
And, eventually they make decisions, and you probably see Kyle Schwarber returning to the Phillies. That's my expectation.
The Tarek Skubal rumor was interesting yesterday, but it came from a guy out of L.A. that I'd never heard of before, and he did kind of a weird thing. He was like looking over his shoulder, like he had gotten some proprietary information that he wasn't supposed to hear, and he essentially said that the Dodgers are very close to acquiring Tarek Skubal, 1-year rental from the Detroit Tigers for a glut of prospects. Now, the interesting thing is the Dodgers certainly have the amount of prospects it would take to pull off a Tarek Skubal trade. They do. They have enough prospects because they never trade them. This would be massive. Now, I literally saw a Dodger fan that I know and like a lot was like, I would hate if they did this. And I go, why would you hate it? Well, you don't want to give up the whole future. I go, you're joking right now. Like, please don't. You're not allowed to do this. And let me speak to all the Dodger fans out there. You're not allowed to do this. You're not allowed to complain about prospects and losing prospects. You're not, because you guys are really good at finding them, developing them, allegedly. You also have the money to fix any mistake. Another guy weighed in, Sal, and he goes, yeah, well, he's a Boris client, and, there's too many variables. I go, you have the one variable Scott Boras cares about, the one and only one he cares about, and you have it more than anybody. You have money. And if you trade for Tarek Skubal, it's, we're gonna sign you, trade for you and sign you to this massive extension, and then Tarek Skubal's a Dodger. I go, if you're Andrew Friedman, why wouldn't you do this? Why wouldn't you just take a shotgun and go, I'm going, like, why wouldn't you?
If you believe in your organization, in your clubhouse, which the Dodgers obviously do for good reason.
He's a great fit anywhere.
You get him in, you feel confident that between spending a year, in the Dodgers clubhouse and having the money
you
to
just re-sign him the day you get him.
You offer. I mean, there's no guarantee that he says yes. He may want to hit free agency, but I don't think you have to worry too much about losing him.
I don't think you have to worry too much at all. Again, you have the one variable that Scott Boras, his agent, cares about, and that's money. And you have it in you have heaps of it. And you guys, if you trade Zaire Hope and you trade some of your other prospects, who cares, man? You got Tarek Skubal, and you're going for 5 straight World Series here in a couple years. I don't want it to happen. I'm just saying it's asinine to think that you shouldn't or couldn't do it. It's like I literally was like, I told one the other day. I go, he tweeted, he goes, let's go, Dodgers, do something. I wrote back, I go, shut up, Jacob. Just shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. You just won 2 straight. You're returning most of your players next year. You got $80 million coming off the books. Like, you're probably going to trade for a Tarek Skubal sort. Like, just shut up. You're not allowed to complain. You're never allowed to complain on Twitter. You've lost all complaining privileges. It's over.
There's nothing to complain about.
Literally nothing.
They have nothing to complain about.
They have more money than they know what to do with.
It's probably the hardest thing ever being a fan. Have you ever been a fan of a team where you literally had nothing to complain about?
Shohei's contract has paid for itself already. Like, you're good. You're so good. You make so much money. The team makes so much money in endorsements and sponsorships and things like that. Your players are set. The culture's great. You won 2 World Series. What are we talking about?
Trying to think of like other dynasties and other sports and like what those fan bases may have had to complain about.
Yeah.
Giants fans, well, we can't win in an odd year, only in an even year.
Right. Yeah. Which is valid. Like, hey, man, we just in the World Series. We didn't make the playoffs. It's not
valid. You won 3
it's fair,
World Series
but you didn't
in
know
5 years.
You didn't know you were going to win 3.
You have one bad year after winning a World Series, you're feeling okay, and then you go back and win another.
And then you win another one
next year. Yeah, I mean, Patriots fans, they have anything to complain about?
No, they didn't have much to complain about.
Boy, they tried though.
Salary cap, you had guys you wanted to add maybe, but you couldn't because the stupid NFL and their stupid salary cap.
Yeah.
Like Dodger fans literally have nothing.
They had nothing, man.
About.
You got your TV money will be arriving any day now for the upcoming season. That's $350 million. You got 80 coming off the books. That's what, 420? Is that right? Is that
430?
430? God, I'm so bad at math. 430 in your kitty, just sitting there. What are we doing here?
Traffic. You can complain about the traffic. That's about it.
100%.
Yeah.
And the ballpark that smells like urine.
Yeah.
But other than that, you really can't complain about much. Man, that's crazy. Why would you not want to get him? If you're a Dodger fan, why are you like, yeah, hell yeah. Scooble's out there. All it's going to cost me is Zaire Hope and a couple other prospects. And
right.
what, like,
Dave Roberts said yesterday, they plan on making Shohei Ohtani a starter again, but want to limit his innings. So they're going to have a not necessarily 6-man rotation, but they're going
calling
to
it a hybrid.
They're going to do what they do. They're going to put guys on the
IL.
On the IL. They're going to watch innings. I'm sure Snell will spend a stint on the IL during the year.
Oh, yeah.
Yamamoto probably is going to get one as well.
He probably needs one.
I would think so at this point.
The tread of the last couple of years.
Get that July 6th.
Could the Dodgers
phantom
already
injury.
put the best rotation in baseball out if they wanted?
Today,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Would it be even better with Tarek Skubal?
Yeah. At this point, I mean, if you're Andrew Friedman, you're like, I am Thanos. Like, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm throwing caution
why
to the
stop
wind.
now?
Why stop? Why stop now? Mookie's not gonna be Mookie forever. Freddie's getting, a little bit older.
I mean,
you saw a little bit of breakdown from those guys, a little bit.
I don't want to see it, obviously.
I don't
but,
either. But why wouldn't you?
Heading into a season with uncertainty in 2027 as well, I would just be going balls out right now. Why not?
Bro, I would be the most drunken sailor GM of that team that you've ever seen.
If it doesn't work out, who cares?
With my pants off, running around making trades for Tarek Skubal. I'd go get Aaron Judge. I'd figure a way. There's no question.
If they traded prospects for Skubal and he got injured in spring training and had Tommy John out for the year,
they're still fine.
It has no impact on them negatively whatsoever.
Zero. Because damn near all those prospects are blocked anyway.
Right.
So, what do you care? Oh, man, Zaire Hope's really tearing it up in AAA. Forget it. You go do it. That's what you do.
And ultimately, even if you did trade him and he turned out to be a superstar, guess what?
You can get him back.
6 years, you can sign him as a free agent and bring him right back.
I'm telling you, this dynasty's not going anywhere, so you better just get used to it, dude.
All right, let's take a timeout. When we come back, a little Don't Do This on a Tuesday, plus Sammy Levitt going to join us at the bottom of the hour from baseball's winter meetings in Orlando with everything that's going on this morning and seeing what he's hearing from the hallways at the Waldorf Astoria in Orlando.
They are, the Waldorf?
That's where AJ's staying. That's where Sammy did the interview in his suite at the top floor of the Waldorf. I doubt. We have to ask, is Sammy staying at the Waldorf? I think he said there was 2 hotels that were connected. I'm guessing he's in the
Hampton Inndorf. That's where he's at.
Coming up next on San Diego's number 1 sports station, 97.3 The
Got
Fan.
him. Quickly, gang. We talk all the time about QC Kinetics. Very much a proponent and advocate for QC Kinetics. I don't want you, the tier ones out there, I don't want you to be in pain. If your knees hurt, your shoulders, your hips, your back, your wrists even, pain will certainly have a way of creeping up on you and stealing the moments in your life that matter the most, especially during the holidays. Maybe you'll be spending some time with your family, moving around, and just it's so great to wake up in the morning and be pain-free. And some people just need a little help finding the way back. So QC Kinetics right here in San Diego believes relief does not have to come from surgery or pain pills. They use your body's own natural healing abilities to repair and restore what's been lost, helping you move, live, and feel like yourself again. It's powered by the very cells that built you in the first place. No surgery, no pain pills, no long recovery, just your body remembering how to feel alive again, getting rid of the inflammation in your joints. Oh, it's the best feeling, I'm telling you. QC Kinetics delivers long-term relief, finally. So make this season of giving your turning point where pain stops defining you. A pain-free life is the greatest gift you can give yourself. With QC Kinetics, healing is within reach. Schedule a free consultation today. Great time to use your HSA and FSA for treatments. Call 619-614-PAIN, 619-614-PAIN. 2 locations, one in Torrey Hills, one in Hillcrest, 619-614-PAIN. It's QC Kinetics.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Don't do this. Brought to you by Trust and Will.
Don't.
Leave your entire estate, house, kids, and life savings up to chance if and when you die.
Do.
Set up a Trust or Will online at trustandwill.com.
This
is a lot more affordable than you think. Visit trustandwill.com for more info. Well, this one's a little older, but Quentin Jammer, former San Diego Chargers cornerback.
We don't have to know everything, guys. Some stuff you can just leave in the chamber.
Decided to come clean on Twitter yesterday.
Actually, not clean.
Or not clean, but he certainly was
this
being
wasn't
honest.
even like on a podcast.
No, this was just tweeted it randomly in the middle of the day.
So we really just
hey,
like,
by the way, guys.
this wasn't like, I'm on all the smoke and I'm just
shooting the breeze.
Oh, you guys, you wouldn't believe this, but 15 years ago, he just out of nowhere decided to post this.
Good player, good guy. Covered him for many years.
Been to his home.
I had been to his home, interviewed him for our Monday Night Football postgame show once on ABC 10. Quentin Jammer said that was a tough year. He was going through a divorce that year.
2011.
Started drinking in 2011 and said, true story, in 2011, I played completely S-faced drunk in at least 8 games.
How?
That's half the season.
Wow.
Half the season for one of your best Pro Bowl players.
Drunk, not hungover, I think. Like drinking before a game and like being blotto when you're out there playing cornerback in the NFL.
That's insane.
It's insane behavior.
Crazy.
By the way, Chargers missed the playoff by 1 game, losing a tiebreaker that year for the playoffs. Don't know if a sober Quentin Jammer in just one of those games might have made a difference or not. But, that's a little disappointing to hear after the fact.
Well, and again, if you didn't tell us, we wouldn't know. And then he opened himself up. I mean, go read the comments on the tweet. People are like, yeah, bro, I know. I watched that season. Were you drunk on this play? How about this play? And it's like, and then he's like getting mad in the comments. It's like, hey, Quentin, nobody knew this until you said it. Like, it's like you're asking people to throw rocks at you, and then when they do, you're like, oh my God, why are you throwing rocks at me? Ha ha ha! It was a joke.
His teammates, some of them had to know, right? You can't hide it from everybody. But
I would imagine, man.
Yeah, it's a little disappointing. I mean, I put a lot of my energy into those Chargers.
Paul, your wife says
back in the day.
We should all be impressed. It is impressive to do. It's an impressive feat. It's a dumb. I think it's for a professional athlete. It's I kind of like it your best if possible.
Yes.
Doing it was dumb. Coming clean now is frank and honest, and maybe.
But you can't get mad. You can't get mad when people get mad about that.
True. I don't think he did.
He did. He was getting mad. He was
okay.
like defending himself.
I was like 21 or 22. I remember one night, me and my friends just got hammered. We walked over to San Diego State to the gym. We wanted to play some basketball at like 1 a.m. I was falling all over my feet.
Can you imagine playing cornerback at a high level?
Vomit. Like that was just pick up basketball like 3-on-3, and we were like, "This is so stupid.
This is so dumb.
I can't imagine playing in the NFL. Quarterback.
Yeah,
in an NFL game. That is crazy.
Well, maybe Jalen Hurts needs to be examined then, because after his night last night against the Chargers, holy smokes, 5 total turnovers, and sets the dubious honor, Ben, for the first quarterback ever to commit 2 turnovers on the same play.
It's so hard to do when you think about it.
Then that guy fumbles.
He threw a pick in midway through the second quarter, threw a pick to Daison Hand, who got it, was running with it. Now he's a defensive lineman, so ball security is probably not at the top of his list. He fumbled it. Woo, we dodged a bullet. Jalen Hurts picked that ball up. Okay, thank God. Crisis
like
of half a second. He gets drilled, drops it again. Commits the first player to commit 2 turnovers in the same play dating back to 1978, which is as far back as its research goes.
Because the only way that's possible is if 3 turnovers are committed on the same
same play.
Which you never see. You rarely see. 2 is crazy.
2 is crazy.
Almost impossible, but both of them for the same player. Imagine how he felt. He throws the pick. He's going,
damn it.
Oh, man. And then he
gets it back.
And then he sees the fumble, and he's got it in his hands. The relief that must have washed over his whole body for that half second he was holding the ball going, I got it back. We got a first down. Here we go.
Thank God.
And then it's like, no.
It's crazy. Then I believe he threw a pick on the very next time they had the ball.
And then he threw a pick on the last play of the game in overtime after the Chargers kicked the field goal.
4 turnovers in like 10 or 11 plays.
It was, I mean.
He was responsible for 5 turnovers. They lost by 3.
4 interceptions, a fumble. And they had every chance to win that game against the Chargers, which was played again, in Los Angeles, in front of a stadium full of
It
Eagles
was
fans.
so
It was
loud.
completely green.
So loud.
Everybody cheering for the Eagles. And I know, when they left San Diego in 2017, we'll give it a decade. Well, we're 8 years in, and no one cheers for your team.
It's not. It was so loud. It sounded like Philly. It
No
really
words.
did. If you're a blind man and you didn't know, you were watching that
And-
game, I was thinking, like, man,
and
Philly is
people
lit
will say,
tonight.
well, Qualcomm, when the Chargers were bad, Qualcomm Stadium was filled with opposing fans, Raiders fans, Broncos fans. True, sometimes 60, 70% opposing fans when the Chargers were bad. When the Chargers were good,
They're good.
it was 80, 90% Chargers fans. Chargers are very good
They're a
this
good
year.
team.
And it's 90% road fans in their games. 90%.
Justin Herbert, man, he made, again, easy guy to root for. Really good quarter. He made. Do you see the throw he made?
He
when
made.
was. Oh my god!
I was joking with my son watching the game. I go, "Oh, they're about to sack him. That means he's about to throw a long
dart.
first down completion." It's like, don't even go after him. Like, the closer you get to sacking him, the closer he gets to making a big play.
How much fun would we have covering that guy on a daily basis?
It'd be a lot of fun.
Justin Herbert, honorable mention. Don't do this.
Yeah. We played it this morning. Who is it? Laura Rutledge.
Laura Rutledge.
Went to grab him after the game. Big emotional overtime win, and he was like, "I'm trying to go celebrate with my team." And all right, dude, but this isn't your first game. Like, you know that you have to answer.
This is part of your job.
It's part of the job.
He was
I
like
know.
walking away. She was like
Walking away. She's
chasing
like,
him down.
Justin.
Say, I know. Just we just need a minute. And yeah, it was weird. I don't know.
Not an unusual request for ESPN to want to interview the star quarterback at the end of a win.
No, agreed.
All right, finally, do this.
DD Mega Doo-Doo.
Congratulations to all of the Heisman Trophy finalists, but in particular, San Diego, Carlsbad High's own Julian Sayin, who's one of the four who will be in New York for the ceremony coming up on Saturday. He will be joined by Vanderbilt quarterback Diego Pavia, Notre Dame running back Jeremiah Love, and Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza, who is viewed as the favorite to win the Heisman Trophy. Although, after all this Notre Dame drama,
Could you imagine?
Jeremiah Love could get some, I think, extra love from the voters at the last minute going, oh, they got screwed on Sunday, because the ballots weren't all due until Monday.
Yeah.
And it could work in his favor, potentially, for some late voting. Because, Mendoza had a great season. But the numbers for him and Sayin were like outrageous quarterback numbers. And Love was fantastic.
And he split carries this year too. Jeremiah Love did. He split carries. So that's a really impressive season. I love that dude. He's going to be a beast at the next level. I'll be rooting for him. But yeah, Mendoza's probably a lock. It's a quarterback award now. You know that.
It is a quarterback award.
It's quarterback
for the most
award.
part. Yep. And that is don't and do this for a Tuesday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, Sammy Levitt was hobnobbing with the Padres power brokers yesterday. AJ Preller, Craig Stammen will get an update live from baseball's winter meetings in Orlando from our own Sam Levitt coming up next year on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
Back here in San Diego, though, 7 Mile Casino is the best place to play cards, bar none. I've been to most of the card rooms in town, and I love 7 Mile the most for many different reasons. Not just because it's the closest and easiest to get to, but when you actually walk in, you feel comfortable. You feel like you've gone into kind of a nice club, restaurant. It's upscale. It's light. They've got windows. It's not dingy in the least bit. Like a lot of card rooms can feel a little dingy. Like, am I doing something illegal being here? No, at 7 Mile Casino, you feel like this is a reputable establishment.
Yeah, it definitely does not feel seedy at all when you go into 7 Mile Casino. We've been there just for lunch before. We've been there pre-game for a Padres game before. It's great. Great place to play California-style blackjack, Texas Hold'em, Pai Gow, Baccarat. Always some action going at 7 Mile Casino. Proximity to downtown is pretty great, 7 minutes away. There's other places. If you like slot machines, 7 Mile is not for you because they don't have them. It's a place for card players.
And it's one of the only places in San Diego that serves food 24/7. In addition to the Sammy's menu, the 24/7 Players menu available anytime during the day. Get the Kung Pao chicken. It is my absolute favorite. Such a great menu item at 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
Okay, player. This is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Is he at the Waldorf or the Hampton Inndorf?
The Hampton Inndorf.
We will find out.
Dwarf.
Sammy Levitt live from baseball's winter meetings in Orlando. He's going to join us coming up right after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. A couple stall vehicles, one on northbound 805 right at the northbound 15 connector. It's over the right shoulder. And reports of a stall on northbound 125 near the 8. That's over to the right shoulder. Tow truck has cleared that accident in the East County just before Lake Jennings Park Road, but now another accident just up ahead before Los Coaches. Tow truck is helping to clear that. And got this collision on the coastline northbound 5 before the racetrack. It's over the right shoulder. Whether you're dashing through San Diego or heading out of town, make sure your car is in the game. Friendly techs at Valvoline Instant Oil Change will check your lights, wipers, tire pressure, battery, and more with every oil change. Grab holiday savings now at SoCalOilChange.com. I'm Kelly Danick, Ben & Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Sam Levitt with us on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline. Yesterday, you kind of told us that there's kind of two hotels connected as the headquarters for the baseball winter meetings. And I saw you up in A.J. Preller's suite, which I read was at the top floor of the Waldorf Astoria. And I thought, there's no way that Adam Klug put you up at the Waldorf Astoria. Are you staying at the Waldorf? No, he's not staying at the Waldorf.
No, I'm at the other hotel. So there's this hotel I'm in right now. And then there's the Waldorf Astoria. Now, in between is the convention center with all the ballrooms.
Right.
So it's kind of an interesting setup because there are two different brands of hotels, but they do seem to share this
the shared
convention
space
center in between. But no, I am not at the Waldorf.
Man,
Okay.
you had a great day out there yesterday, Sammy. Saw you talking to Harold Reynolds, who I always liked. I love Harold Reynolds' enthusiasm and energy. Always liked him. We've had him on the show before. Who else did you get a chance to talk to besides A.J. Preller?
Yeah, Craig Stammen certainly was a highlight to hear from Craig and catch up with him. I mean, I was on vacation during his opener press conference, so I had not seen him since he got hired, and I've always been a fan of Craig's and had a chance to cover him as a player in 2022 and in spring training in 2023 before he retired. So did a little one-on-one with him. I would encourage people to go watch that. We touched on a number of things that he talked about in his general press conference, but a couple of really interesting notes from Craig yesterday, even beyond, and I'm sure we'll get to it. The bullpen situation and the idea of will the Padres or will they not make those guys starters? But a couple of notes from Craig that I thought were interesting yesterday. Number one, he took a trip down to the Dominican Republic in the last month or so, had conversations, meetings with Fernando Tatis Jr., with Randy Vasquez, with Ramon Laureano. First time he had ever been down to the Dominican. And look, Craig, in that opening press conference talked a lot about the importance of chemistry and relationships and team building. So to know that he's been down there, I think is certainly a good thing to hear. I also talked to him about the staff so far. Randy Knorr, the bench coach, Steven Souza Jr., the hitting coach, what they saw in both those guys. I think it's safe to say, especially when you consider a bench coach, that's going to be a pretty important role for a guy in Craig Stammen, who's not only a first-time manager, but a reliever, spent most of his life in the bullpen and not in the dugout. So would encourage people to go check that out. But good to talk to Craig and AJ. I did talk to Harold Reynolds. I think I'm going to talk to Dennis Lynn here in a little bit, get a little bit more insight on what he's hearing as far as what he reported yesterday about Nick Pivetta and all of that. So a lot to do the next day or two.
I will say Craig Stammen has already learned to talk the talk of managers in just a couple of short weeks on the job.
Well, and walk the walk by going down there. I mean, that's a great move. Like, that's just a good, look, let's call it what it's an eye-washy move. That's a good move,
easy,
though. Easy, good
move.
PR eye-wash move. I got to have it. You guys know I love the eye-wash. Give it to me.
But he did talk about his starting rotation yesterday. He said, we value the guys we currently have. He says, we've got 5 guys that we feel can be very good and have been very good in the major leagues. And my follow-up question, I wasn't there, but my follow-up question would be, who? Who are those 5 guys that have been very good in the major leagues?
Pivetta has been very good.
Yes. Musgrove, yes. Randy Vasquez, sort of.
Yes.
Very good, sort of.
You don't get the name Strandy by not being good.
After that, I'm going like, who are you talking about?
Matt Waldron had a run.
Well, can I defend myself for a second? Okay. I knew I was going to talk to Craig afterwards one-on-one. So I allowed the general media session to be more for everyone else. So I think I asked one question during that whole thing, but I mean, look, I certainly understand what you're saying. Look, they've got probably 2 or 3, but getting to 5 and not to disrespect those guys, but the Matt Waldrons of the world who have had nice runs, but getting to 5 as far as very, very good long-term track records, I think would be a little difficult right now.
Yeah, like it's just something that you have to say.
Exactly. He's learning to talk the talk of being a manager.
Well, I mean, absolutely. I'm going to draft a little league team for the first time, Sammy, in January. How's your team look? Great. They look great. Got a lot of talent. Yes. These kids are going to be great. They're gonna really, really give a lot of effort. We're going to win some ball games. I mean, that's just what you say. It doesn't make him any different.
Put it this way. Craig is saying what he should say on December.
Correct.
7th.
No doubt.
Whatever.
Talking to Sammy, talking to the great Sammy Levitt, live from Orlando. Yes. Obviously the big blurb came out in Kevin Acey's piece, and Saris was tweeting, hearing things, and now there's a lot of buzz around a big potential Padres move. I guess we shouldn't be surprised. Anything that you're hearing this morning, or are people sobering up this morning?
I haven't heard anything to the effect of the Padres are going to do something super, super massive here right now. Now, I will say this, and I want to be a little careful when I say this. I have been almost taken aback, and this is not anybody I've talked to with the Padres. This is more just talking with people here, people who cover the game, more national type media members. I am a little taken aback, and I think this won't surprise you guys, that when the Padres come up, it's like one of the first things that gets brought up is, hey, well, they're going to have to trade Tatis at some point, right?
Yeah,
I mean, there just seems to be this like default setting.
Yes.
I don't think that. I don't agree with that. But it does make me like, and then you read what Kevin wrote yesterday late, and it does make me sort of, sit here and think like, man, is there going to be something really, really big? I mean, look, if there's going to be something monumental, it could go a lot of different ways. You could be talking about acquiring someone, although, do you have the prospect capital to do that? I don't know. Or is it something involving somebody that you're not expecting? I don't know. Kevin kind of dropped that in there yesterday. I'm not totally sure what to make of it. I certainly haven't heard anything significant in that regard, but this is AJ Preller. And who knows? He has shocked us before, so maybe we shouldn't be surprised that things are being discussed that maybe come out of left field.
Sam Levitt is with us on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline, live from the baseball winter meetings in Orlando. John Seidler also went on the record with some comments there. I don't know if you've spotted John walking around the meetings, but probably encouraging news, Sammy, when he says pretty clearly Padres payroll is going to be very similar to what it was last year, which was top 10 in baseball, number 8, I think, over the luxury tax level. That says to me, and I would imagine you agree, that they are going to spend some money in free agency at some point this offseason, even if it doesn't happen in the next 2 days.
Yeah, and I think a couple of points on that. Number one, this very well may be an offseason where this looks very similar to last year and the year before, where this is very, very late moving for this team. And it may not be very exciting for a while, but maybe those moves a la the Profars, the Pavettas that ended up playing such big roles in a couple of 90-plus win seasons, maybe that's the way it looks again this year. I agree with you, Ben. Look, they're going to spend some amount of money. I think how they free up payroll, what this looks like inevitably throughout the winter is really the question. That's why, the idea of shopping a Pavetta who's scheduled to make $19 million, look, it seems counterintuitive if you're trying to improve your rotation to trade is your best starter right now. However, they do need quantity. Quantity.
I like that. It's a new word.
Quantity, not just quality. So, I'll talk to Dennis about it in a little bit, but that's why it might be why you're hearing that. And I do want to touch on this just to take it in a bit of a different direction, because one of the things that came out yesterday from Craig and AJ was the talk about the bullpen guys and the potential of them moving to the rotation. And that was the discussion around Miller, Morahone, and David Morgan. It's certainly, and I think it's appropriate for this conversation about spending money because, look, one of the ways you start filling holes in that rotation is stretching guys out and transitioning them into starters out of that trio. Now, sounded like they're leaning towards not doing that, towards keeping those guys in the bullpen. However, I will say, when I spoke to AJ Preller yesterday, he essentially said they had the right to sort of revisit it as they got deeper into the offseason, and he would have more conversations with Mason Miller in particular about it. So I would say the operative word when it comes to that conversation about the relievers is leaning. The way the news came out yesterday from Craig Stammen talking, I thought it came out a little bit like cut and dry, like, oh, no, they're not doing it. Those guys are in the bullpen. That's not the impression I got in hearing AJ talk a little bit later. Again, leaning, I think, is the operative word there. But it sounds like that's not totally out of the realm of possibility. And perhaps what they do in the weeks and months to come as we head towards spring training will impact some of that decision-making as far as potentially moving one or more of those guys into the rotation, which, of course, ties into the amount of money they will or will not spend.
Well, just like yesterday, JP Morosi is live on television while you are on with us, but this time
I'm not in the same spot.
You're not in the shot. He has moved out by the pool today. It looks like the weather has improved.
Who saw that? It has. It's much sunnier today. I actually spent a little time in the sun just before I came on. No, I'm in a different spot. I'll give you a couple of behind-the-scenes notes here. Number one, you know who else saw me on MLB Network behind JP Morosi?
Your mom.
AJ Preller.
AJ Preller.
No, AJ Preller.
God.
AJ Preller was like, I saw you earlier today. I was like, it's really getting around. I'm getting tweets. Here's the other thing. Another reason I switched locations today, and I did my final 2 hits of the day here in the lobby instead of a little bit down the way there behind where Morosi is set up. I'll tell you why. The media workroom here is the coldest place in America right now. I can't do it. It's so cold. I can't sit in there. My hotel room is just up the way here. The elevator's right here. So I said, you know what? Let me keep my stuff, my laptop, all that stuff in my hotel. If I need to go on my laptop, I'll go to my room. Keep the radio equipment, all that. I'll bring it down when I have to do these hits, and it's perfect. So now I'm here at the lobby. You get a great view for the YouTube audience.
Got a Christmas tree for Woods. He made.
Here we go.
I brought one in because he needed one today. He wanted the holiday lights. You've got him for Woods as well.
Thank you, buddy.
Sammy, really appreciate it. We'll talk to you again tomorrow, and we'll hear from you later today with Braden and Gwen and Chris.
All right, guys. See ya.
Sammy Levitt on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Sammy didn't seem like AJ was quite as, I don't know, ready to move as maybe Kevin Acee made it seem. We'll see what actually happens. One more day of the winter meetings coming up tomorrow. We'll continue to break it down in the second half of Ben and Woods next year on 97.3 The Fan.
Halfway home on a Tuesday, Ben and Woods, 97.3, The Fan. Appreciate you guys very much being here. Woodsy, that's Paul Reindl, executive producer of the program. Benjamin Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor. And Luncheon MC is here.
Very friendly.
How's the agenda? Like any other luncheons reach out to ask you to come do their luncheon now? You are open for biz, I'm assuming.
Not yet. I feel like I did my luncheon duty this week.
The luncheon tour.
Naval Alumni Association, Dave and Buster's yesterday.
Okay.
Very centrally located. I will give them that.
What'd you eat?
They had a buffet spread of a little salad, built in your own salad bar. And then there was some rolls. And I believe there was some pasta and cobbler, although I only got really to the salad part because then it was my turn to talk.
Oh, so you didn't get to eat?
I had salad and rolls. It was good lunch.
Okay.
Salad and rolls. It's fine. Kind of off to the side. We weren't in the gaming area where, although I did get a $10 gaming card. I didn't get a chance to use it. Would you like it for your kids possibly?
No.
Would you like anything else that I got the biggest swag bag. I mean, Navy Craig, hooked me up with the largest
Start passing it over.
swag bag of gifts.
Oh,
we've got a Navy scarf. If you want to check that out.
Okay.
Go Navy. Little
like
sign. You can put that on the tree if you want.
No. Yeah.
We've got navy colored beads. If you want to take these to
take
Mardi
your shirt
Gras
off.
Ooh.
Take your shirt off.
No,
What'd you do to earn
I
those?
give you the beads.
Then I throw them to you
And-
after you take your shirt off.
Is that how it works?
Yep.
Let's see. We've got
Pudding.
butterscotch pudding.
You're
You know, is
joking.
my favorite.
Oh, my.
He pulled that out. I was like,
Snack
God.
pack, butterscotch pudding.
Okay.
What are you doing with those?
We've got golf towel. Zzz. Navy Federal Credit Union
Nice.
golf towel. We have got face tattoos. If you would like to be a Navy fan / jelly roll, at the same, I know you love face tattoos.
I do.
And jelly roll.
And jelly roll.
We've got a Navy coin, football Go Navy beat Army
Okay.
coin.
Okay.
We've got
Isn't Braden going to that game?
we've got a pen.
I don't know.
Isn't he going this week?
Yeah, I think Braden's going this week.
Leave him this gear.
We've got this is cool. This is a Jerry Coleman. This is a collector's piece. He got this and held on to it. Lieutenant Jerry Coleman coin
That's badass.
from San Diego
That is pretty
National
cool.
Bank, commemorating both his playing career and broadcasting career. This one's a definite keeper. We got a Padres ball marker. Got for my golf game.
Yep.
SD and Padres.
And you crushed that.
We have this beautiful artwork I was given by this woman who actually did like the Google drawing for like the Navy Day. This is the chapel at Annapolis.
Beautiful.
What's a
Beautiful.
painting?
Yes, like it's frameable painting artwork.
Okay.
It's very nice.
This works great on the radio.
We've got some Pro V1s with Go Navy stamped on them.
Sorry, Team Callaway over
That's
here.
all right.
Sorry
But
about
someone
that.
can use those.
Sell out.
Beat Army button.
Mhm.
We've got
He just keeps digging for more.
Bro, this is
how big is
crazy.
this?
We've got the Tony Gwynn nesting doll set.
Oh,
Remember that
nice.
giveaway?
Yeah,
I didn't have that
Those
one.
are cool.
This one is definitely a collector's item as well. Craig had held that in his collection to give to me also. I believe with all the nesting
little
dolls
dolls in it.
inside. You
Pretty
just
rad.
keep
What a nice
there's three. It's total of 3 Tony Gwynn nesting dolls.
what
So
was
that's
your
pretty cool?
what was your in out? Like hour and a
Hour,
half?
yeah, I was out
Hour,
in
that's
at
easy.
noon, out at 1.
Mine are always like 4 to 6 hours long every time I do one. But I had to dress like a coastal cowboy. I mean, it was like a 6-hour gig.
Oh, and then another
Padres
scarf of
yeah.
some sort there with
Very
the
good.
Padres logo. So
Very
Yeah.
good, man.
that is quite the swag bag.
That is definitely worth an hour of your time.
Yes.
What are you going to do with that pudding?
I don't know. We can use it to decorate the studio.
With pudding?
I like my pudding chilled, so I'm gonna need to find a refrigerator to put it in.
Well, we do have one here.
Shelf stable pudding is always just I don't know, just a little
Craig,
weird.
you knew how fancy he was. You thought he was going to eat snack packs of pudding? There's no way. What are you going to do with that pudding?
I was gonna say,
You can have it. You want?
I
it?
don't want.
You
I don't like
want it.
butterscotch
All right,
pudding.
well, we've got.
I'm only 50, not 80.
I will take one of those.
You will.
You will.
Yes. Oh yeah.
You like butterscotch too?
Yeah.
Maybe I'd like it if I tried it.
Try some butterscotch.
I don't want to this
Here.
morning. No, I don't want
Let's
to.
do it.
I'm watching my figure.
Force feed it to you.
I'm watching my figure.
He's going on a sugar
Just stick
cleanse.
one
I don't want. I
finger.
don't.
Stick
I'm watching
one
my figure.
finger's
Paulie,
worth.
Just
don't
on.
let. No.
I
Because
really
that's
hope-
how it starts.
And
You
the-
get one little taste, and next thing you know, I end up in
Try it.
down in TJ. Oh no!
Oh, don't let it explode all over the
Oh,
studio.
no!
We will-
I'm not eating the pudding. I'm trying to have some willpower here, man. You know, and you get one little rub a little bit on your gums, and the next thing you know, your boy's down in the parking lot, whole tub of pudding between my legs. Forget it.
You're
I'm not eating
waiting
it.
for another trough of banana pudding.
I'm
That's
not
your-
even touching that.
That's your personal crack.
I'm trying to get locked in. I'm trying to game the resolutions this year. Game it by already being it with elite habits going into the new
You want to
year.
be resolute even before the new year begins.
Yeah, I'm really going to game it this year. You know, trying to get everything dialed down. I've got things are good. I don't want to talk about it because remember when you talk about it, you stop doing it. So I'm just going to say things are good. The discipline has been really good. Dropped some weight even this week.
Nice.
And the gym has been steady every day. So I'm just going to shut up and move on. Okay.
It's too bad you don't still have the lifetime membership. You got to pay as you go now.
Pay as I go, but still, you know, it's a good experience, and just the fact that you show up, you know, yesterday was one of those days I actually thought I was going to throw up on the way home. I don't know why. I felt nauseous, and I go, dude, this is your brain saying, hey, Tubbs, go home, go home and go to sleep, man. Go home and just go relax. You've earned this. And that's the devil, right, in my mind, telling me, hey, you're fine. You worked out this weekend. Just going home. It's Monday. Just go relax. Now I forced myself to walk in that building.
The
man.
problem, though, is when you do it so often that it becomes an obsession.
I'm getting there.
I am now at 32 consecutive days of Pelotoning without a day off. So I think my longest streak
That's
ever.
fantastic, though.
It's
not
good.
bad. It's not like you did
I
an
know,
8-ball for
but
32
you
days in a
also-
row.
You also have to be able to give yourself a day off from time to time without feeling bad about it.
It's Peloton, though. It's not going to.
No, I know it's not. No, I
yourself
know, but I don't want to. The next time I miss a day, I don't. I can't believe I missed a day. It's okay.
No,
to
you got to
skip.
forget. Yeah,
It's okay to skip a day and be okay with that.
but
every once
you got
in a
to
while.
build in rest days. But
That's
you still got to
right.
move every day.
Oh, yeah.
So if you have one of those days where you're moving all day and you look down at your tracker and
I
you're like,
haven't
I got
gotten to the Peloton.
12,000 steps. I don't need to get on the Peloton.
That's I'm good.
It's
Yeah,
exactly
that's true.
right. But the obsession thing is real.
But I have gotten to the point where I will walk, like I'll play 18 holes in the morning. I'll walk the goat.
Yeah,
which
you
is-
don't need to be on the
And
Peloton.
then I get on the Peloton later just so I can say I
that you did
it.
your streak.
And I did my streak and I kept it going. That's a bit obsessive behavior.
Like Scott just said, man, that phrase popped into my head in the chat. Never miss a Monday. And I go, man, I have heard that so many times. And truly, I was driving home going, no, I don't feel good. I'm nauseous. I think I might throw up. And then I thought, you don't need to throw up. That's your fat ass telling you to go home and snack and not go into the gym. So I made myself go in and I had a really good workout.
So my new Peloton instructor, because Leanne has gone on maternity leave, so I've had to find a new instructor. And
How's that going?
Jess King is my new Peloton instructor, and I have found she says something that I relate to. She said at the start of every ride, says you're hating it right now, right?
Yeah, it sucks.
Fight through it. You will be okay in just a couple of minutes, but you have to fight through that. Your body is elite at not wanting to it doesn't want you to do this, but
Yeah.
once you adapt in about 2 minutes, it'll be like, oh, you love doing this. Just keep on riding, but you have to fight through the discomfort and the part that you don't like. And everybody goes through it. And I think for so many years, I would look at other people exercising and go, why is it so easy for them and so hard for me? Like, it's so easy for them. And she goes, I'm a Peloton instructor. I hate this. I hate when I get on the first couple of minutes, I hate it. I have to fight through it.
Ass is all sore from sitting on
and
that
it's
chair.
Like, oh, you mean it's not easy for everybody else and hard for me? It's hard for everybody
Do you
at
get
the same time?
Do you get saddle sores or is your taint?
No, I'm
is your
good.
taint
It's-
all callous now?
Yeah, it's all.
the most callous taint in town.
I have
32
like a
days in a row.
gel cover for my seat that makes it a little bit softer, but I got used to it over the years. Now I can sit for long stretches on the bike, but you do a lot of the rides now standing as well.
Yeah, you have to stand
out of the saddle.
No, I think that it's great that you do that. I think you need to vary it some, though. Your legs are in great shape.
Right.
You have the best.
And I go to my trainer on Sundays, and
That's one day a week.
And I will do some like sit-ups and push-ups in between during the week as well.
You don't have to lie to me.
Do you?
Lie to
I
girls.
do. Yes, I
no...
do. At least once I do the sit-ups. I don't always do the push-ups.
Now let's drill down because look, he's already changing his story.
Backpedaling.
If he's on the stand right now, do you solemnly swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
How many push-ups have you done this week?
30.
Since when?
Monday.
Yesterday.
So you did 30 push-ups yesterday.
30.
Perjury. 10 at a time?
10 at a time.
3 times
3
a day.
sets. Yeah.
Okay. In how long? Like throughout the course of the day, 10 in the morning,
like
10 in the afternoon?
No, just like
10 rests,
10 rest for 30 seconds, then do 10 more.
Okay.
I do them at an angle though. No, I don't go all the way down to the floor.
You did not have to tell anyone
I'm
that.
sorry.
No one.
We would never have known.
They're still
that.
good.
What are you, Quentin Jammer? You didn't have to tell everybody you do angled push-ups.
Is that a bad thing? You're still pushing yourself up. I got a lot to push up. I'm still a big guy. I feel like it's kind of cheating. Like if you're a small person, you're not pushing up as much. I'm pushing up a lot.
Have you ever used the chin-up machine?
It's the
And
Pauly,
it said you did 20 chin-ups?
Pauly, I know it's better than not doing any chin-ups. I cannot bring myself to go over and be like, yeah, I'm on the assist. And the thing slides.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
I mean, how many push-ups do you think
Deep
you can do on the floor, like back straight?
Oh, probably 20.
20?
Yeah,
I don't even know.
max. And then break, and I can do more.
Yeah.
But you didn't have to tell us.
Sorry.
Oh, standing push-ups against the wall. Those are good.
Like this table is a good.
Your legs, I can't even impart to the radio audience out there the legs that this man has on him from the lower half. And we know, we've seen the pictures of the other. You may be the most perfect human alive. There are guys in bodybuilding competitions that would, if they said, hey, you're going to need to slit that guy's throat and you can have his calves, they would do it. You should see the guys I see in the gym every day that from the waist up are shredded. What?
Breaking baseball news.
Oh, no. What do we got?
Passing bomb.
Oh, a passing bomb?
Slugger Kyle Schwarber and the Phillies are finalizing a 5-year,
As I
$150 million
speculated.
contract. 30 a year.
And I told you that the Pirates weren't offering enough. 4 years, 120 million.
How much was the total again?
150.
150.
150
That's
for
smart
the
move.
Phillies.
Smart move.
And you know what? They were right.
Not
that
an
was,
overpay, I don't think.
That was the move that everyone speculated would be the first one done, the big one at the winter meetings.
Yep.
And Jeff Passan had it first, and he is absolutely right. And now everybody can move on now that Kyle Schwarber is returning to the Phillies.
Makes perfect sense.
His value has been discussed a lot, but when I say worth it, like a good value for them, I mean, I didn't think he was going to get less than 30. I thought that was kind of the bottom
I
of what
thought
he
like
would
25,
get.
30, yeah.
I thought he was going to get like 30 to 35. I
He's
think that's
just-
a great number for the Phillies.
DH, you know.
DH, obviously on the back half of his career.
It's a lot of money.
You're not paying him to play in the field. You're paying him
Yeah,
to
to
just
hit
slug
50
and
bombs.
crush the ball.
But
yeah.
does anyone think Kyle Schwarber is going to have a better season than the one he just had at all in his career going forward?
What did he hit? 52 this year, something like that?
I think that was the best season he'll have going forward. You can
That's-
expect less from him in the last 5 years here than
I think
you
you
could
expect
going
at least 40
40 though. But
Yeah.
then you're happy with that.
56.
56 is not happening
132
again.
ribs. Man,
I bet 56, 132
Well,
is not happening.
you
again.
never know. We haven't talked about this yet, but you never know what he's capable of. Did you guys see the picture over the weekend of what, speaking of health and fitness and maximizing your body's potential, did you guys see the picture of Bryce Harper strapped to that machine?
No.
You did not.
No.
Come around real quick, and I'll show you, and then we can describe it for the audience. Paulie, did you see Bryce Harper? Okay.
I think you sent it to us, didn't you?
Did I say it? I did.
actually did see this one.
Okay, so
I thought it was an exercise machine.
he's
No.
sitting on a recliner, laying back in a recliner. He's got tubes into both veins on each arm, right? And it's on his personal Instagram, and he says, Bryce Harper 3, EBOO, EBOO, is a procedure in which a third of your blood is drawn from your body passed through a filtration and ozonation device, and then returned to your bloodstream.
Like eco water for your blood.
Eco water for your blood. It circulates your blood outside. It circulates your blood outside your body, exposes the blood to ozone, and will oxygenate or filter the blood before returning it to you. This will improve circulation, reduce inflammation, fight infections, support immune function, remove toxins, increase energy. My guy Josh Red is a magician. Had a great week of wellness, starting with this awesome machine. More videos to come of other things as well. That's pretty hardcore. That's and I believe this is what like Keith Richards has done. Like, take this vile blood from me, and I don't mean a vial of blood. Take this vile, disgusting blood that I've poisoned over the years. Take half of it, clean it up, put it back in my body. Do you think that it works? Because I want to try it.
I believe it.
I mean, for like you and me, I doubt it has a huge impact. If you are an athlete,
We
like
just
at
start
the-
broadcasting like crazy.
at the very highest level, and you're looking for another
And a little
0.5% like edge on top of what you already have, maybe there's something to it. Some of it seems a little kooky as well.
Is it blood doping? Because didn't
Doesn't blood doping
EPO
require?
is-
Yes, it's definitely taking out
EPO
your blood and putting it back in. Are you actually adding anything to it, or are
Oxygen.
you simply oxygen?
remember it oxygenates?
You already have oxygen in your blood.
Okay, somebody said so many doctors have come out and said this is pointless because your body already does this naturally. I thought this was the Lance Armstrong thing. Okay, blood doping is adding red blood cells.
I searched Bryce Harper to find that picture.
Yeah.
It showed on our stream here, and the caption on that particular picture, it wasn't Bryce Harper's original. It just said the Phillies are losing some free agents, but Bryce Harper is circulating his blood through a fax machine. World Series, here we come.
Petey Pablo says it's a gimmick. Petey, it wouldn't be the first gimmick that I fell for. So if you see your old pal Woodsy hooked up to an EPO machine, don't be surprised. Yeah. He okay, well, it's good eye wash,
Hey
is it
guys,
not?
it's Woodsy here for Ebu Blood.
Got more breaking news. This one a little closer to home. Will Salmon of The Athletic says Edwin Diaz and the Dodgers are in agreement on a deal.
Wow.
Edwin Diaz. So not Robert Suarez, but the top closer on the market
Mason Miller
going to the Los
You
Angeles Dodgers.
are a Met.
I have to pee. So
All right, well,
break.
why don't we take a break? You can chew on the fact that the Dodgers have fixed their bullpen, and we will come back and play a little Take on Woods. If you want to be our contestant, try to qualify and beat Woods for the first time this month, 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Edwin Diaz to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Benna Woods coming back next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3, The Fan. SDFatLoss.com does not require anything weird like recirculating your blood in a machine. In fact, you're not even having any bars or shakes or mixes. You're just eating real normal food. One of the things I loved about the SDFatLoss.com program, I could just eat normal stuff, stuff I bought from the grocery store, and it worked. I lost weight up to a pound of fat per day. 10 to 20% of your body weight in 60 days is what you can expect. For me, that was 40 pounds in 60 days. Again, nothing weird, no injections with side effects, nothing that you're going to be feeling like, am I doing something that I'm not going to be able to sustain? I've been able to keep the weight off for 2.5 years, thanks to the great program, Resetting My Metabolism, the great support I got from the counselors. You can join me. You can join Chris Ello, Matt Scraby, John Flint down the hall. So many tier ones who have found success with the SDFatLoss.com program. And if you sign up now, you're going to get the best prices of the year, up to and over $400 off if you sign up before December 31st. And then you can start the program now or start it after the holidays. Your choice, but sign up now. Get the big savings. Just set up your free consultation by going to SDFatLoss.com. New you for the new year coming up with SDFatLoss.com. Results may vary.
player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Padres in the minor leagues. What's in the system coming up this year? What does A.J. Preller even have to trade? John Tana from Matt Friars in studio, going to join us at the bottom of the hour. First, though, going to play a little Take on Woods. Let's get to it. Take on Woods brought to you by Bay Alarms, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you knocking things over in the studio. But, Paulie, we good to go? We're good?
Yeah.
All right, let's get a contestant on the line. Let's just go with Joe. Joe, you there?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
All right, let's see if we can get you qualified for our grand prize drawing trip for two to Las Vegas to see New Kids on the Block at their residency at the Dolby Live at Park MGM on June 26th. The two-night stay at the Park MGM and a $100 gas card. Tickets available for New Kids on the Block at Ticketmaster.com. Here are your category choices today. We got A Bundle of Joy still there. That's all 2-second songs featuring the word joy. We've got The Good Stuff, 5 song titles that begin with the word good. And our new category, The Long Goodbye, 5 song titles that include the word goodbye. So A Bundle of Joy, The Good Stuff, or The Long Goodbye. Joe, what would you like to play?
Go with The Good Stuff.
Good stuff. All right. So this is 5 song titles that begin with the word good. You're going to have 60 seconds to get as many as you can. If you don't know an answer, say pass. We'll come back to it if there's time left on the clock. First question is our 2-second song. You need to identify both the song title and the artist to score that point, and we go from there. Joe, are you ready to play?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Paulie, you ready to go?
I'm ready.
All right. Woods is out of the studio, so let's put 60 seconds on the clock. Joe, your time begins when Paul plays the music. The category is the good stuff. Good luck. Let's take on Woods.
Good thing, Finding Uncannibal.
Correct. Which shared song title was a major hit for both the Beach Boys and Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch?
Good Vibration.
Correct. Which 1997 hit by Green Day is also known as Time of Your Life?
Good Riddance.
Correct. Rick Ocasek, the lead vocalist for The Cars, said he's actually being sarcastic in the title for which lead single from the band's 1978 debut album?
Good Times Roll.
Correct. In a 2011 mega hit, Flo Rida saying sometimes I get a what?
Good Feeling.
Oh yeah, you
Wow.
can't be beaten
Wow.
when you go 5 for 5. Very impressive performance, Joe. You are in, I think, just our second qualifier, along with last week's real or fake
I think
contestant.
that's an outright dub. Woods isn't getting Flow Rider.
I think he might struggle with Flo Rida. I don't know if he can get the rest of them, but let's bring him in. All right, Woods is back. Watch your step, John, as you enter the studio. We are definitely not OSHA compliant in here.
No.
The good thing
Tripping
about that-
hazards all over the place.
The good thing about that tree is it's not that much in the way.
That's true.
right.
All right, Joe's score is locked in. You need to get locked in. Don't get the category. 60 seconds on the clock. Woods, your time begins when Paul plays the music. Good luck. Let's take on Joe.
I know it. I'll come back to it.
Which shared song title was a major hit for both the Beach Boys and Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch?
Good Vibration.
Correct. Which 1997 hit by Green Day is also known as Time of Your Life?
Good Riddance.
Correct. Rick Ocasek, lead singer for the Cars, said he's
Let the
actually
good times roll.
correct. In a 2011 mega hit, Flo Rida sings Sometimes I Get a What?
Good tank.
Incorrect. Go back to our 2-second song.
Is that Good Thing by
It is.
Fine Young Cannibals?
It is.
Oh,
Nice
yes.
pull, which is a nice pull for a 4, which gives you the 4-5 loss
No,
to Joe.
no way.
He knew the Flow Rider. Paul said, Wood didn't give me Flow Rider. Sometimes I get a good feeling is what
First-
that song is called.
First L.
First L this month. It is not a perfect December.
Unbelievable.
Thank you, Joe. You are
Well done,
qualified.
Joe.
Paulie will get your information during the
Hey,
break.
enjoy New Kids on the Block, buddy.
And then when we come back, we will talk to John Cana from Mad Friars, Padres in the minor leagues, and more. All coming up next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, well, Woods and I want to tell you about Trust and Will, proud sponsor of the Trust and Will Holiday Bowl, and the place that you can get everything done here before the holidays to make sure your family is taken care of should something, well, unfortunate happen to you.
Yeah, it's exactly right. Peace of mind is something that was very important to me. Also, making sure my family was taken care of when I left. I don't want any gray area there. And so went to trustandwill.com, answered all the questions, did not take very long at all. Not even, it took me 30 minutes to get it all done. Got it sent to me, got it notarized, put it in the desk, and it's good to go. So go to trustandwill.com. Use the code FAN when you check out, FAN. Going to give you 20% off your Trust or Will.
You can also set up instructions for what to do if you're still alive, but maybe incapacitated, power of attorney. You need someone to make decisions on your behalf. You can also set up guardians for your children. If you don't decide it, the state will decide what to do when you're gone. You don't want that. You want the peace of mind of knowing your family is taken care of. And by the way, if you've got assets to leave to your family, a trust is the way to go. You can avoid probate court, which is messy and expensive, but a very simple process with Trust and Will can avoid all that by getting your trust or will done online, and use the code FAN at checkout to get 20% off. It will be shipped right to your house, put it in a filing cabinet, and be done with it at trustandwill.com. That's trustandwill.com.
Okay, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? This spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Humul Casino Resort, now open.
Again, the breaking news from the baseball winter meetings. Edwin Diaz in agreement with the Dodgers. They get their closer.
$69 million. Nice.
Kyle Schwarber in agreement with the Phillies. And the Phillies also just announcing 3 minutes ago that they have extended the contract of manager Rob Thompson through the 2027 season, which is a bit of a leap of faith for the Phillies, who have been somewhat like the Padres, a playoff disappointment the last couple of years. Good talents. They've been going for it all in with veterans. And, other than the one time they got to the World Series when they beat the Padres, but then lost while they were there, they've had similar playoff disappointments to the Padres in the last few years.
I made that up, $69 million.
Oh, yeah. That sounded, depending on the number of years, that sounded like it was possibly correct. I haven't seen numbers, so.
I haven't either.
Jeff Passan says 3 years, $69 million. Yeah,
it's a wild guess. So let's put this in perspective, everyone. Our pal Chris Chadwick tweeted this. I retweeted it because he's absolutely right. He said, "Look, not sour grapes at all. Just the way that it is. This is why the idea that any team can do what the Dodgers do is laughable. No, every team can't give $72 million to a closer, Tanner Scott, and then just go get another elite closer when that guy sucks a year later. What's 72 plus 69?
That is 141.
Not every team in baseball can drop 141 on two players for the 8th and 9th inning.
Throw in Kirby Yates.
And throw in Kirby Yates, who's off the books now, I do believe, for the Dodgers.
It's a nice parting gift.
Money to spend.
That voice you hear, John Connor from Mad Friars. He's about to join us live. You're not quite introduced yet, but first this hour on 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by SDG&E. Take control of your energy use and help save this winter. Use large appliances outside of peak hours from 4 to 9 p.m. and unplug devices when not in use. Find more tips at sdgne.com/simple steps. Talk to John Connor from Mad Friars right after traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Got a few problems here. Northbound 5 near 6th Avenue. Collision involving a couple cars. They're over to the right shoulder. Northbound 15 just past Miramar Way. There's some large tire tread reported in the slow lane. Vehicle over to the right shoulder that may have had a blowout. In the Fallbrook area, tow truck helping to clear a crash from the Mission Road off-ramp southbound 15, and in Ramona, westbound 78 near San Pasqual. We have reports of a collision blocking lanes. Going to find some debris in the roadway as well. Whether you're dashing through San Diego or heading out of town, make sure your car is in the game. Friendly text at Valvoline Instant Oil Change will check your lights, wipers, tire pressure, battery, and more with every oil change. Grab a holiday savings now at SoCalOilChange.com. I'm Kelly Danik with Ben & Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Don't forget, biggest fan at the top of the hour. Chance to qualify for the night in the Odyssey Suite. Just register at 973thefansd.com/biggest fan. And Aztecs tickets, basketball tickets for tomorrow night's game to give away. But right now, we're joined in studio by our friend John Cana from Mad Friars covering the Padres in the minor leagues. John, it's good to see you in studio. Happy holidays.
Thank you guys for having me, as always. It's fun coming out for my one trip to San Diego, like the mean guy from corporate yelling at David J. and Clark Fahrenhold, wrong. But
I love it.
Nice.
You got a real prize in Clark Fahrenhold.
Dave's a great guy.
David as well. We love Clark a lot. We've had him on the show before. Really, really sharp kid. Really makes me feel dumb. We were texting each other last night about the big potential move that is rumored at the winter meetings for the Padres. And both of us actually had the idea that Mason Miller could be a centerpiece in a deal. It just made sense to both of us at the time. But he's a sharp cat, man. I like that guy a lot.
Clark has a new article that should be up on our site either now or in about a couple minutes. He had an interview with Tusker Musgrove, who is an interesting guy.
Yeah,
he's a two-way player from University of Mobile. Clark did a really nice job in going out there at the Arizona Fall League and getting a chance to talk to him, and about a guy who, as we get into the Padres top 30, could be kind of a good example of what you could see. A guy who has a lot of talent, but, when I talk to you guys, especially you and Paul, more the anti-prospect guys, who's going to be a guy who's going to have to stack performances to show value rather than what he could do. So it's a nice piece by Clark, as all of his pieces are with us. We were very happy to have Clark join us this year, and should be fun reading. We have another top 30 coming up later this week with Ben Davey, one of our top writers.
Well, listen, it's not that I'm anti-prospects.
Yes.
But
you love the gear.
I love the gear. Yeah. I wear my tin cap shirts all the time. I realize that what's happened with this team, though, is AJ Preller has gone. Look, he's gone. He's pot committed. Like he's in. He's in, and until he wins the World Series, this is going to be the way that he eventually either does it or doesn't do it and fails and goes somewhere else to attempt it there. So I'm trying to figure out how you can do both, because I feel like they're just so pot committed now. He's going to have to trade everybody.
Well, two things is when I was listening to you guys on the way down. I mean, I think you took a nice shot at the Dodgers, which I agree with, is that, the Dodgers have all these prospects, but they don't really trade them. And so to go back on the point you just made, the Padres use prospects either to have a couple guys come up like Tatis and Merrill, or they use them as currency to get people.
Sure.
The Dodgers buy people when something doesn't happen.
Yeah.
You can go over the whole LA roster and we can start naming people. Those are all free agent signings. As far as what the Padres have coming up is, I think in the next 2 years, kind of what I wrote in my top 30 that start off, is that you're looking at, they have to win in the next 2 years. The next 4 or 5 years with all those long-term contracts and guys getting old,
they have
and looking at 37-year-olds in the infield, it's not going to be
That's not great.
So, I mean, as horrible as it may sound, as a prospect guy, I kind of agree with both Paul and Steve here, is that if they're somewhere in the mix at midseason, you throw them in.
You got to do it. Yeah, it's tough.
But that'll be a different scenario 3 or 4 years from now, when you have to have a young guy to pay for like the Eric Hosmer type contract.
Right. And you have to have that young guy to come in and replace the old guy eventually.
But you got 2 years.
Okay.
You have a shot to win.
Now, how high were you on Leodalis DeVries? Because that is one that you look at and you go, yeah, for a reliever and really a middling JP Sears. Ben thinks he's going to have a very, very bounce back year. I just don't see it in JP Sears. I don't see the stuff that tells me he's going to be if he went 12-9 with a 3.95 ERA, I don't know what I would do. That would be incredible. I just don't see it when I watch him.
I like that he's very different from, Nick Pivetta, Joe Musgrove, hard throwing right-hander.
Yeah, it's a different look.
He's a very different look. And let's be honest, one of the things I like about him is I know AJ likes him.
Yeah,
And
AJ
that
wanted
says
him.
a lot to me. If AJ thinks highly of a pitcher, that says a lot to me. And he didn't. He went for JP Sears, and then they threw in Mason Miller at the end of that.
Well, I think he went for Langoliers first, and then didn't get Langoliers, and then went for JP Sears.
Well, I mean, they got Mason Miller because they knew they weren't going to pay Suarez coming up everybody knew that. And Miller's probably arguably the top closer in all of baseball.
Yeah, he's filled.
As far as to answer Steve's question on Leo DeVries, yeah, Leo DeVries would have been my top prospect easily in here. But I will say this as someone who saw Fernando Tatis and someone who saw James Wood multiple times when they were at the, in the minors. Leo DeVries was a very, very, very good player. He was not Tatis.
Not at that level.
Or that.
Okay.
And the way I look at it, maybe it's not fair, is when you look at someone like Fernando Tatis and James Wood, you were looking kind of, okay, physically, these are the biggest people on the field.
Right.
And then on top of that, they have all these tools. And then their performance is there. You could make an argument, DeVries probably wasn't the best defensive shortstop on the 10 caps. Now, it doesn't mean he's horrible, doesn't mean he sucks or all this. He was, 18 years old.
Sure.
But, there's some question if he could stay at short, if he could do that. And if you have a chance to get, for 3 years, the top closer in baseball,
right?
I would do it.
Yeah, even Jackson Merrill in many ways was more advanced in the minor leagues than Leo DeVries. This is not a
let's bash Leo DeVries.
No, I wish they could have kept it DeVries, but I mean, if you always start with the belief that the minor league system is there to make the major league team better,
right,
and give them a chance to win, I mean, that's why you do it. I mean, like, I think when you were talking about Tariq Skubal, if I were the Tigers, I wouldn't trade him. I'd keep him for a year. If you got a chance to win, you do it. And I mean, the Tigers have one of the top farm systems in baseball. I don't know what they exactly could get back from the Dodgers that's going to suddenly go change it.
Yeah, you take it from number 2 to number 1, and
what's the point?
What's the point?
There?
Yeah, what's the point?
But okay, let's John Conniff's with us, and I want to have time here. Can you stay after the top of the hour?
I don't have a whole lot to do.
Great.
Sure.
All right, so we'll push back the Roundel report because I want to be able to get specifically.
Damn it. Sorry, Paulie.
That's
all right.
This guy.
Sorry.
I want to be able to get specifically into some of the prospects, but first of all, the prevailing thinking, if you look at other, websites that rank each organization, the Padres minor league is barren wasteland of nothingness.
Right.
It's dust. It's
like you
AJ's
should quit your job covering it because it's a waste of time.
AJ's already traded everything away. You talk to AJ, he will always say, yeah, I know what they say, but we like a lot of our guys. Other teams like a lot of our guys. Where do you kind of give the objective viewpoint of where the current minor league system stands right now for the Padres?
Well, anytime you do a ranking like we do, or coming up, the bigger one we do is the top 20, where we combine all 5 of our opinions, even though, of course, mine is the best. And you can confirm that with Mr. J, is that they're kind of a snapshot of where they are. So the best way to look at the Padres system is, I think it'd probably be in about the bottom 3 right now. But when we go on into the system, I mean, a key example is a guy who I had number 20 was a right-handed pitcher, Carson Montgomery. He was one of the top guys to come out of high school years ago to Florida State. He had some injuries, problems with the coaches. He's got great stuff. He's been injured, and now he's fully back. Clark talked to him, I think, in the Arizona Fall League. So he could be very good, but he's going to have to stack performances. Other guy I like, we were talking about, before he came on, was Alex McCoy, a big left fielder that they got from
Baltimore.
Hofstra. Yeah, Baltimore. He's out of Baltimore. Yeah. So some of these guys could develop into more, but as far as just putting down who's great now, it's going to be a little slow. But then again, I would disagree with a lot of the guys who are still that high on Ethan Salas. I had him at number 4 in my own ranking, and as an homage to my buddy Woods over here, the Notre Dame fan, there's a disagreement within the Mad Friars family about how we do that. Yeah, and even with Mr. La Jolla Country Day, Mr. J, who I'm sure his manservant Jeeves, who runs the social media, will be chatting in about how I'm wrong about Salas, but we can talk about Ethan too.
He's high on him.
Yeah, I like Ethan a lot, and I mean, as much as I like to tease David a lot, I think what it comes down to is there's a reason he got $5 million. He has a tremendous amount of tools. If you guys get a chance when you're out spring training, go watch him catch a bullpen.
Yeah, we have.
It's his hands.
I've watched him do drills that it blew me away. I mean,
exactly.
It was crazy soft hands.
And he has a great swing. But when you watched him play, for the full year in Fort Wayne, where he hit 206. And I mean, I can have my friend Paul pull up the stats, and Paul can say, well, I don't know about him. He's hitting 206 in high A. How good's he going to be? And I can throw out the buzzwords. Well, you're scouting the stat line, and anonymous scouts say this and this. The problem that I see with him, and you can have Clark on, it'd be interesting too, is he doesn't chase pitches.
I hit 188 actually. Not 206.
In Double A.
Yes.
Yeah, in 10 games. But he doesn't chase pitches. He makes contact within the strike zone. But as you know, when you're at that level, you have to kind of be able to identify a pitch you can drive
100%.
and hit. And he would look like he was swinging a lot of things too early. And I think a lot of that goes back to he never should have been at Double A.
Yeah, he was rushed.
All of us went on the radio, podcasts, and we were all united that wasn't a good move. And I think when he went to Fort Wayne in 2024, he spent about the first 3 months trying to hit the 5-run home run.
Yeah,
to get up there.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I'm more concerned about his health.
Yeah, I'm concerned about his health, but what I'm concerned
Why
about.
would you guys be concerned about a broken back on like an 18-year-old kid? How would you even consider?
Catcher.
Come on.
I would, I hope this kind of gives them, David and I were talking about, it could give them a reason to put him back in Fort Wayne, saying he's had so much time off. Let him get his bat going. The defense is there. But, Double A, and particularly in that park in San Antonio, that's one of the toughest parks to hit in all of minor league baseball. The winds come in.
Yeah.
Hitters hate it.
Okay.
But, yeah.
All right, we got to take time out for the top of the hour and give out our biggest fan name when we come back. But, John, you're going to stick around. One question I'm going to ask you when we come back is Padres need starting pitching. Is there anything in the pipeline that we could actually see on the big league level coming up here in 2026 that could help the team? More with John Cana from Mad Friars. All guests appear on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Coming back with more John Connor from Mad Friars. First, though, it is time to announce our biggest fan for a Tuesday. If you hear your name called, you'll have 10 minutes to call us back at 833-288-0973 and qualify for our grand prize. Coming up, 20 tickets for you and your friends for a night in our Odyssey Suite at a Padres game next season with all the fan staff catered by Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine. And this morning's biggest fan is Peggy. Going to go with Geyer from San Diego, Geier. Peggy Geyer from San Diego, you are the biggest fan. You are now on the clock for the next 10 minutes at 833-288-0973. Give us a call, and if you haven't gotten your name in for our drawing yet, you can do so now at 973thefan.sd.com/biggest fan. Paulie will get to our Roundel Report headlines a little bit later this hour, but John Conniff treating us for another few minutes here, and I teased the question, John, before we went back. We know the Padres need pitching. They said yesterday they're not likely to convert Mason Miller or David Morgan or Adrian Morejon to the starting rotation. Do they have any internal options that could possibly come up, maybe even out of spring training or early in the season, that could be major league ready pitchers in their minor leagues right now?
I was still thinking when you asked that question. So I think that answers that question.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, a couple of the guys that we had at the top, at least on mine, three of them. I mean, Miguel Mendez, he's the guy who just got promoted to AA. He probably needs a full year because, I mean, he was able to bully people with it's a really different looking guy. He's about 6'2", maybe 170 pounds after a couple trips to the buffet line.
Just like me when I look in the mirror.
Like all of
6'2",
us.
170. Lean, just leaned out.
He needs a little bit more with his secondary pitches to be better.
You
Jagger
know.
Haynes is a guy I've always liked a lot, but I think Jagger is more of a back end guy. He needs really to improve his secondary pitches to have a shot in the major leagues. He's a good guy to watch. And the two top guys, Cruz Schoolcraft and Cash Mayfield, are both, enable.
I almost just said Cash Hightower, but
Yeah.
is that
Cobb Hightower?
Cobb Hightower? He's
Cobb
gone,
Hightower.
right?
He's gone.
He went to Baltimore.
Correct.
Okay.
He was
Very
in the
good.
deal.
No, we had the guys you just mentioned.
They
again.
kept Kavaris Tears, right? Or they traded him to
Light Tower Power.
No,
they traded him too.
Kavaris Tears. No, Kavaris Tears is here.
Yeah, he kept him.
Who are the two that you just mentioned? The start
Mentioned
the
Cruz Schoolcraft.
Cruz
The
Schoolcraft.
6'8" lefty,
Yep.
throws in the high 90s.
Yep.
And so you don't need the $5 a month to pay us to know that that's someone we think is interesting.
We like him.
Yeah,
6'8",
we like him.
6'8", 98 mile an hour throwing lefty.
He's
Okay.
got a good changeup. He's working on a slider in progress. He's only 18.
Wow.
Cash is someone to watch.
How old is he?
He's going to be 20 this year. He was an extra
Okay.
year in high school.
You see
If
these.
the Padres are in contention this year at the trade
Yes.
deadline, will either of those be in the Padres system in August?
As much as I hate sounding like Steve, I would say yeah.
They'll be
Because, I
gone,
mean,
yeah.
Yeah, what you're looking at is these guys are getting older. You only have so many years where Manny's going to be, and
Yeah.
Manny's my favorite Padres, a baseball
Yep.
guy. You have just about I think you had maybe a 1 to 2 year window. More of our negative
Yeah.
people on their staff, like David, think it's more like one.
One.
So they have to move. There's going to be two different plans between the 1 and 2 year window compared to the other one, where you're going to need young guys coming up, and you guys are going to have to restrain yourself about trading prospects at that time.
Which is fine. We've had our fun.
Yeah, yeah. I think that was one of my favorite lines when I used to go on Darren Smith's show. He actually said one of the nicest things was when they had the Soto trade. He said, "You know what? If we get one pennant, one World Series, I'll take that. I can deal with 10 years of crap. We'll bring John Conniff on a lot each month. I like John; he's fine, and he can talk about prospects. And we can talk about tanking. But I want the one flag.
Yeah, gotta have
And
the
as
one flag.
Someone who's, as I get reminded by a couple the morons in your chat, that
Yeah.
I'm very old, is I can remember when they went to the World Series in '84, and I was 19, and they got beat, and I was really kind of sad. And some older guy who was probably a couple years younger than me now said, "Hey, the Padres are going to be different. They're not going to be like they were from like '69 to '84. You're going to see a few World Series titles." So I was 19.
Been holding on hope.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been 19 years old, and so I want to see him win.
Yeah.
I mean, I want one World Series, and as a person who was, moved to San Diego in the 70s, I mean, sat through the Chargers, the Clippers, kind of like Ben, I want one championship. I don't think that's a lot to ask.
I don't think so either. And I, you saw a couple of teams last year employ these young. I mean, Savage is pretty young, right? And Mizorowski, guys like that,
Yeah.
pretty young. up through the system pretty quick. No opportunity. There's nobody kicking down the door potentially. You don't know what somebody's offseason looks like. You don't know what kind of steps they take in the first couple of months of the season. Anything, out of all those guys you listed, who could you see the Padres going, hey, this may be a little bit early. It may be, but I think Trey Savage certainly opened a lot of eyes last year. Pitched in every level of the minor leagues last year.
Maybe some of the other guys will see it. I really don't see it. Okay. But I'd be fair is that, a year ago, I think we were talking about this off the air. David Morgan is one of the best stories.
Sure.
And I thought he was very good. I didn't think he would be as good as quickly as he became. And the best story about him was he went to OCC, then he went to Hope International, was playing center field, was planning on taking graduate school tests. And then the manager said, hey, why don't you just try throwing off the mound once, which I never really was clear why they didn't try that before. So he steps on the mound, he throws about 94, and the guy goes, okay, let's see what kind of works here.
Yeah, let's make you a pitcher.
Yeah, then he takes the Padres catch him in a summer league with the Portland Pickles, which is a great name. And before he has a tryout, his buddy tells him, hey, you got to have one breaking pitch. They're not going to sign you just for the fastball. And so he goes and watches a YouTube video and is throwing curveballs in his buddy's garage, gets signed. And the thing about him, which is so much fun to talk about, is he thinks this is all gravy. He never expected that he would be in this spot.
Sure.
And he's a really great kid to talk about, and tremendous shape too. He's tremendous baseball shape. He's really strong from here to here, about 6 feet. I don't see him as a starter.
No, it couldn't be a starter.
No. Well, I don't think he has enough pitches. I thought of all the three guys that you guys have mentioned, I thought Morejon had the best chance to do it. But I'm happy to see Morejon do well because we'd mentioned him for years, and I know you guys were probably getting sick of, oh God, if Conniff talks about Morejon one more time,
it was Eno Saris for 3 years has been saying Morejon. We're like, bro, we just don't see it. And then he found that role, and best left-handed relief pitcher in baseball last year.
It took 6-7 years.
Yeah,
like it took a while.
It did.
I think it was warranted.
Almost like
groaning.
Almost sometimes though, it's kind of a good lesson. Sometimes you do need to be a little patient with your prospects.
Well, Morejon, you got to remember he came from Cuba at 16. I remember I talked to him. I think Dave and I both talked to him in Oña, and Morejon, when we first talked to him, sat there whole time down through an interpreter. Just head was down, very shy. And then I think about 2 years later, I talked to him in San Antonio when he was doing a rehab. I was talking in English, halftime, back and forth, much more relaxed. I can't imagine being 16 years old, going to another country, especially as different as Cuba was then, and trying to succeed.
Yeah. John, let me ask you, if the Padres try to deal from a position of strength to address the rotation or even add some power or first base, the bullpen is still their strength, especially if they're keeping Mason Miller there. Adrian Morejon, David Morgan, Jason Adam is trending to be back, if not, spring training early in the season. Bradley Rodriguez, we got to see him at the big league level. Get your thoughts on him. We didn't even see Brian Hoeing much. He was very good a couple of years ago. He's still a Padres reliever. Don't know exactly what happened to him. Had a 3.38 ERA in 8 innings for the Padres last year. I don't know if it was health related or he just got passed up by other people in the organization. What of those players, and then there's Jeremiah Estrada, who I've brought up as a potential trade possibility simply because he's shown so much on the big league level. I feel like that could be enticing to other teams. Where do you kind of go if you're dangling a reliever from that group to try to address other needs?
I think that's a very good question, but I think that's difficult because it would depend upon who's coming
which
back.
Team and which
who's coming back, what they would want. I mean, the Padres are going to be pretty strong in the bullpen in El Paso again too. They've always had, it's weird. Even going back to the days of Kevin Towers, they've always had an ability to find guys and who could throw like one good pitch and one so-so pitch. I think if Steve was running the Padres, he'd probably tell his farm director like every year, I want at least one dude who's got a big fastball and half of another pitch.
Yeah, the guys we see come up usually. He throws 87 and crafty. I see these demons coming out of some other pens, and I know we've had some certainly. Bradley was one of them. I thought was pretty nasty, dude. Can't be upset about him at all. But some of the guys we were bringing up for years, for 3-4 years in a row, we're like, I bring this guy up. He tops out about 91. what era are we playing in here? Like this isn't the same ball game some of these other teams are playing.
But one thing is, and this kind of helps having El Paso as a AAA farm team. If a pitcher is putting up numbers,
yes,
in El Paso,
they can pitch
in that air, and where the ball does not, especially the ball doesn't move in the zone.
Yeah,
then there's not a whole lot that's going to really frighten the guys.
Right.
I mean, the players naturally are much better, but yeah, I mean, there's some guys to look at there. Padres, I think, have a lot of young catchers in their system, which could be something that teams could look at. They could deal with some depth there. Lamar King, they had two guys they drafted, gave a lot of money to in the draft, and Ty Harvey and Truett Madonna. And I mean, I could see them even taking a shot at moving Ethan Salas.
Yeah. Is there a bat?
Sure.
Is there a bat down there that's creeping? I mean, it's funny. Not a pitcher, not a starter, maybe a reliever.
I think I'm probably higher
on bat knocking at the door.
I'm probably higher on him than maybe the other guys will. I did like Alex McCoy a lot when I saw him in Lake Elsinore. He's left fielder out of Baltimore. Went to University of Maryland on the Eastern Shore, then went to Hofstra. He's an athletic, 6'7", 280 pounds. They've even let him run around center field a little bit. So the first thing that would probably pop in your mind is, okay, if he's this good, why was he signed as an undrafted free agent? And so, in high school, he is about 6'4.5", was playing third base. He goes to college mainly as a football player, decides he likes baseball more, grows a couple inches, then goes to Hofstra, has a really good season there. And then the way the draft is set up, it's like a lot of guys liked him, but they weren't enough to kind of dip into their pool money. So he was offered the same amount of money to go in different rounds, but the Padres kind of reached out to him early, signed him for $150K, which is the max he's going to get in the draft anyhow.
Yeah.
And if you're kind of a team, another place, you go, I like him, but he hasn't really played that much competition.
Sure.
I'm not really willing to go over that. So, I mean, that's the guy I kind of like a little bit, because you can have a story behind why he could be good. He could go to Fort Wayne. He could see some much better pitching than there is in Low A. He could, it's going to be tough hitting the sliders and maybe recognizing the changeups. But the one thing I like about him a lot, other than his athleticism and size, is when you talk to him, he's this guy that's just amazed. He has so many opportunities to work on things, to get better. He didn't have that in his previous colleges. And that's kind of a really neat kid. He had a very solid 2-strike approach when I saw. And, I mean, 6'7", 280, athletic, likes to run. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, see what happens. Love it.
But, hopefully the Padres don't need to rush any hitters. The lineup looks fairly solid with an addition or two, but the pitching remains kind of thin. John, really appreciate you coming in
Thank you, buddy.
Really enjoyed the catch-up as always, and enjoy the rest of your time here in San Diego.
Well, thank you as always for having me, guys. I'm a big fan of listening to you guys on the East Coast. Should make the day go by a little bit quicker on the app. And
thank you.
Thanks for having me on.
Our pleasure.
Don't forget, John's colleague, David J., is the one that's putting together our big Hop Run tours for our unforgettable trip to the Windy City next summer to watch San Diego take on Chicago, one of the most historic stadiums in all of baseball. The package from Hop Run Tours will include round-trip airfare, hotel accommodations for 3 nights at a 4-star hotel, a stadium tour, and tickets to 2 games, plus a group dinner with Ben and Woods. Visit 973thefan.sd.com/Chicago for all the details. This special fan trip brought to you by Hop Run Tours, who handles all the travel and event details. 97.3 The Fan is proud to promote this package. Our thanks again to John Conniff. We'll come back, still have our Rhino Report headlines and some SDSU basketball tickets to give away, all coming up after a quick check of traffic on 97.3 The Fan. First, though, daily fantasy. My place is Prize Picks. I've been doing it for a couple of years now. Really enjoy the way they set it up. The app, very easy to use. As I set my daily lineups, simply picking against the numbers, stat projections from 2 to 6 players. The more you pick, the more you can win. Up to 6, up to 2,000 times your money. I rarely go for the big scores. I actually like playing 2 or 3 player lineups. I'll even do the flex play, where you put 4 or 5 in a lineup. Even if they don't all win, you can win 4 out of 5 and still make money on your daily fantasy lineup. You just download the app by going to prizepicks.com and use the code KWFN. And when you do that, you're going to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. So lots of free play right at the beginning to get used to it, to see if you like it or not. Code KWFN to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. No obligation beyond that. It's very safe. I have put money in. I have taken money out. It is very easy with Apple Pay, Venmo, MasterCard, and other pay options now. Quick, easy. Many tier ones are doing it. You could be next. Just go to prizepicks.com, download the app. It's Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for details.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
I am currently looking at a picture of Scott Boras in front of his own podium, his own backdrop at the winter meetings in Orlando. And I think he set a new record because I see at least, I want to say 60 to 80 reporters holding up cell phones. They're like 6 deep. I mean, this is like star quarterback level at Super Bowl Media Day is what he's gotten to do his pun-filled analysis of all his clients at the winter meetings every year. Of course, we will be doing the discount version tomorrow. Ben Boras has been hard at work. Here's a little example for Zach Gallen.
This was actual Scott Boras.
This is actual Scott Boras.
Yeah.
Just moments ago.
God, look at that picture.
Zach Gallen. For Zach, it's Psy quality. Never crude, always refined. When you pull up to the pitching pump, a gallon is always premium. He's exactly a rotation fit, no doubt.
Man.
Not bad. Here's Alex Bregman. In October, it's Alex in Wonderland. It's a regularly scheduled event. No
Regularly.
doubt. That's not great. This one's not bad. This is Ranger Suarez. In the postseason, when you add a Suarez, you're armed and rangerous.
Not bad.
Not bad.
I would love him.
So we'll have the discount versions tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
With Ben Boras. Our thanks again to
who is Tatsuyu Imai?
Yeah.
Is that how do we
Tatsuyu Imai?
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 He said you have a 27-year-old pitcher who throws 98-99. Teams look at that and say, believe me, my wildest dreams, I never expected someone to be available like that.
My wildest dreams.
Wow, Imai. There you go. There you
my
go.
wildest dreams.
All right, well, so that's the bar.
That bar is high.
Can Ben Boras
Go under it. That's what we want. We want him under
I'm
it.
going
Not,
way under the bar.
not over it. Can't wait for Ben Boras tomorrow. Look forward to that. I'm ready for
one of my favorite segments.
I'm ready for Rhino Report, but I don't want to do it now.
No, we're going to do it at the bottom of the hour. First, I want to thank John Cana for coming in from Mad Friars.
Yeah, and ruining our lives.
Well, not really.
Totally. 100%. Hey, anybody knocking on the door
No.
for relief pitching? No. How about starting pitching? Nope.
No.
How about a bat?
No,
No.
not really.
All right. Awesome.
Great talk. We'll see you next
Awesome.
year.
Great talk.
I'm sure if AJ Preller was sitting here, he'd be shaking his head going, You don't know
dumb
what
sons
you're
of
talking
bitches.
about.
Yeah.
I got 7 guys that you haven't even heard of
Yeah.
that are better than most prospects have in their entire
Dumb,
organizations.
Dumb goobers.
That's how he does it. John appears, as every guest does, on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. The updated breaking news this morning, Edwin Diaz to the Dodgers, Kyle Schwarber back to the Phillies in big moves from the winter meetings today. We talked about those earlier. Not a stunner for the Phillies. The Dodgers, certainly you can never be surprised when they go out and spend money.
Nope.
I think the biggest impact, though, is on the New York Mets. What do they do now? A team that, wants to win a title, has hired David Stearns to do so, but still has Pete Alonso as a free agent unsigned, has lost their closer in Edwin Diaz. Do they need to go out and now make some sort of splash in terms of, are they going to sign Robert Suarez now to replace Edwin Diaz? Are they going to try to fill a closer's role on the trade market somehow? Is this imperative? Are fans going to riot if they don't get Pete Alonso back? Those are 2 fan favorites, Diaz and Alonso, 2 of the favorites in Queens. If you lose them both in the same offseason after coming off a disappointing year in which you didn't make the playoffs, you're going to have a pretty unhappy fan base.
Steve Cohen, good owner, bad owner?
Good owner.
Good owner,
good
right?
owner, right?
Like a good owner committed to win, will pay $700 billion over the luxury tax if need be.
Hadn't won the chip, and I don't know if they're going to.
I don't either.
But what more can you ask for in an owner than at least going for it, trying, not taking no for an answer?
You can put all the blame on David Stearns, but at the same time, I think if I'm running that team and I go, well, I just saw that didn't work this year. Why do you want me to keep re-signing the players that didn't even get us to the playoffs? I want to do something new. I'm going to let these guys go. We're going to try shuffle the deck and bring in some different players. But it's hard to keep the fans happy and change direction all at the same time and promise a winning team on the field.
Correct.
So I think that the Mets are the team to watch now at least in the next few weeks, to see what they do to respond to losing Edwin Diaz.
Like they have to go full reactionary, don't they?
I feel like they do, but
It's
David
New York.
Stearns doesn't feel like
he doesn't do
a reactionary GM. He feels like one of the least reactionary
Let's wait
GMs
it out
there.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's a tough position to be in and a tough market to do it. They have not won a World Series in New York since when? Was it 86? Yeah. That's the last World Series they've won. They got the owner that was supposed to change it all. They got the GM that was supposed to change it all. And they got the player in Juan Soto that was supposed to change it
They
all.
shouldn't have won that one either, by the way.
Right, yeah. That's a really, really good point. Ground ball away from losing that one. Jesus, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Then you'd be going back to the Miracle match.
69. Man, it's a lot of we've had futility here, no doubt. But there's almost as much futility there in New York.
If not for a ground ball that should have been made by any competent baseball player, really on any level.
The 70-year-old
on up.
The 90-year-old that Mud put in at first base at fantasy camp when I'm pitching had a better shot at that grounder than Billy Buckner from Beantown did.
And if he makes that play, then the Mets and the Padres are both back to 1969. Padres never back to 1969. Mets back to their only one.
That's it.
In 1969.
Absolutely right.
I mean, they're spending the money. They have talent, obviously. They have Juan Soto and Francisco Lindor and now Marcus Semien. But is it going to be enough to, put them to where they want to go? Especially, what's hurting all these teams, including the Padres and the Mets and the Phillies, who all want to go for it. They're all in championship windows right now.
Yeah.
In the National League. All of those teams are right there. The Braves have been in it. They had a bad season, but they still think they're in their championship window. Same thing hurts all of them. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Right. That's exactly right.
You have decided to open your championship window when the Dodgers have basically decided, no, we're just going to be the kings of the sport for a while.
Everyone's going to be the Bills.
Everyone's
going to be the Buffalo Bills.
The Dodgers won 12 out of 13 division titles or something, and yet they still were able to ramp it up a notch over these last 3, 4, 5 years.
Well, they're coming off a World Series victory, and they go, Edwin Diaz is out there. All right, it's just money. Go get him.
We love what Peter Seidler did, and this is the best era of Padres baseball. But boy, this would have been smart to do in the early 2000s when the Dodgers were owned by Frank McCourt.
Yeah, 100%.
And were mismanaged all over the place.
I mean, they could literally go out and sign
you could win
Suarez
85
today,
games and win the division in the National League West, and you didn't really go for it as much then as you could have. This is now the hardest time to go for it.
Zen Lighting, great point. Comparison is the thief of joy. 100%.
Yes.
Welcome to baseball. That's it, man. Comparing what you've got to what others have.
But it's not just Padres fans anymore.
No, it's
the
not.
The whole sport is now.
It's not. It's not just Padres fans.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in the same division, but it's not. It's Giants fans too, man. They have their guy in Buster Posey that's running the ship now.
I promise Braves fans are like, Jesus Christ, they got another guy.
They've lost the Giants they got Buster Posey. They went out and they spent money on Willie Adames and Matt Chapman. Then they traded for Rafael Devers. And they got Tony Vitello with his fancy, perfectly manicured Frankie V beard.
We have to catch the Diamondbacks.
We have to match the Padres and the Dodgers. I know.
Catching the Dodgers.
I know, man. I know. It's going to be interesting. So somebody's got to take them down. Somebody's got to take them down.
All right, let's give away some tickets. San Diego State basketball, after a week off, returns to action tomorrow night at Viejas Arena. They will be hosting Lamar at 7 o'clock, and you can be there by winning tickets and calling now. Fourth caller at 833-288-0973 is going to win a pair of tickets to see the Aztecs against Lamar at Viejas Arena tomorrow night. 833-288-0973. You can get your tickets at goaztecs.com. Final timeout. Paulie's got some Randall Report headlines in the last segment, including a potential comeback that no one saw coming in the NFL. Next here on 97.3 The Fan.
But first, let me tell you, I just ran out in my giant jug of Eco Water. So that means I got to run to the kitchen, fill up with the best bottled quality water that you can possibly put into your body every single day. It is the best water that you can pump through the pipes in your home. It will not ruin your plumbing, your appliances, your water heater. It is the smartest, most practical upgrade you can make for your family. That's a better than decent Christmas gift, babe. Guess what? I got us the Eco Water system. Kind of what I did a few years back, and it has been it's been awesome. It's revolutionary. They've been doing this since 1925. They patented the first self-regenerating water softener. Now, again, nearly a century later, they are still leading the way. Best water you can drink, no question. The reverse osmosis system gives you bottle quality water straight from the tap. You add those alkaline filters, and I highly recommend those. Your hydration gets a healthy boost. Your skin feels better. Your coffee tastes better. And yeah, you can drink your shower water. No question about it. I fill up my kids' water bottles from the tap in the bathroom every single night. I would not have done that 3 years ago. I promise you that. When your water is this pure, you can taste and feel the difference. So try the Soft Life and alkaline water now, just $9.95 a month. 760-350-3338 or visit ecowatersocal.com. Let them know Woodsy sent you. Not everything in life should be hard, especially your water. Keeping it soft since 1925.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. and this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
News. It is from Bob Nightingale, but I do believe this one. Says Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis Jr. will play for the team Dominican Republic for Albert Pujols in the 2026 World Baseball
Nice.
Classic.
You're kidding me.
Manny, of course, returning to the WBC. Fernando, though, first time playing. He was ineligible last time due to his suspension, I believe. So he will be making his WBC debut coming up in just a couple of months for the Dominican Republic, and former Padres managerial candidate Albert Pujols.
Yes.
So they will get to play for Albert after all.
Yeah, they will.
Just not for the San Diego
Speaking of
Padres.
scratching their itches, there you go.
There they go. Paulie's got some Roundel Report headlines. We will get to those after our last check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
This game day traffic report is brought to you by Crystal Geyser, Alpine Spring Water. Just a few problems here. Westbound King Freeway before 30th Street. We have reports of a stalled vehicle in the second lane from the left. Collision on southbound 125 before Grossmont. There's a vehicle over the right shoulder and one in the center divide. Eastbound 78 just past Sycamore. Collision not showing if lanes are blocked. Still going to find some traffic control and closures in place in remote along the westbound 78 at San Pasqual. Looks like the crash has left a lot of debris in the roadway. What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? They always bottle their Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source. And all of their bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from their own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottled at the spring source. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
And get things started here with our today's edition of the Roundel Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Reindl Report with Paul Reindl.
Hi, Paul. All right.
Two stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And one story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Reindl Report
Hey, Paul, how you doing? Okay, how are you?
on 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a yeah? Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right. Start off right here, gentlemen. Benny, you teased it heading into our last break there. The return to the NFL that nobody saw coming. And yeah, this one shocked me.
I thought it was fake.
I'm, of course, talking about Jason Pierre-Paul. He, a veteran linebacker, is coming out of retirement to sign with the Tampa Bay Bucks. That was announced yesterday. They signed him to their practice squad.
I thought he
after a
retired
tryout.
to enjoy his remaining fingers. Sorry, remember he blew the fingers off his hand on the fireworks accident?
I remember.
No, he's back.
I thought you could have come up with a better
Jason
joke.
Pierre-Paul.
He's going to teach the guys the 7-point stance.
It's not bad.
How old is he?
37?
36?
Okay, practice squad guy. Depth, maybe.
He's a spring chicken compared to part 2 of this story, if I know what's coming.
Yes. No, it's Phillip Rivers. Worked out with the Indianapolis Colts. Daniel Jones. We didn't really talk much football
Man,
yesterday.
I feel so bad for that
I was
dude.
watching Red Zone live when that happened, and they were talking about how he was dealing with the left leg injury.
Yeah, broken fibula.
Broken fibula. He's been fighting through that. He gets back, and I go, well, he's grabbing at his right leg, and it was an Achilles injury. right leg. He's done, probably missing most of next year, if not all of it. And the Colts are trying to just save a season where they
Stay
started off
afloat.
so well.
Yeah.
I don't know that 44-year-old Phillip Rivers is really the answer there, but they worked him out yesterday. He's been at the facility, and I haven't seen an update if he's officially been signed or not.
I don't think they've signed him yet. I heard a report that he looked good in the workout. Now, he's already a grandpa.
He's a grandpa.
He's a grandpa. His oldest
44.
is already
He turned
married.
44
with
yesterday.
A kid. So
yesterday was his birthday.
he is
Right.
a grandfather,
He's
which wouldn't be the
44.
first. Apparently, Brett Favre was still a player when he was a grandpa too. So
His oldest son, I just had
Gunner, right?
Phillip Rivers' oldest son is older than players on the Colts right now currently.
Phillip Rivers, oldest son.
His firstborn son
Yeah.
is older than players on the Colts
And has
roster.
kids or at least one child of his own. So he's a grandpa. I think one of the interesting parts of this story, though, is he retired 5 years ago. This was when he is eligible for the Hall of Fame in 2026. But if he comes back and takes even a snap, like a kneel down, he starts a 5-year clock again before he can be considered for the Hall of Fame.
I don't think he has to worry about that too much.
If you're
I don't know. You'd be surprised. I kind of agree with Paulie. I don't think that Phillip Rivers is quite a Hall of Famer, but he'll get some consideration and some votes.
I think he'll get it. Here's the thing. If you're Phillip Rivers and you have a son and he's your firstborn son, but you keep having kids around him, so he grows up with 8, 9, 10, 12, 13 brothers and sisters, whatever it is, don't you pull him aside and say, hey, listen.
They don't believe in that.
They don't.
No.
That's why.
Then
He didn't have
Just
12
don't.
because it was fun.
But just
You have 12 kids?
I think he's up to 12. That's what I believe.
you know
is
that
correct.
you can actually just remove. You can just. I don't know if I can say it.
10 children.
You know how you back out of a parking spot? Do the same thing.
When you
Just
go
back out of
when
the
you go
parking
to the
spot.
ATM and you put in your code, and then there's one of the options at the ATM.
Withdraw.
Right.
Yes.
What did you say? What did you call it?
Back out.
Right.
Withdraw.
Withdrawal.
Withdraw money.
There's an L. At the-
No, but you
Yeah.
withdraw money. You don't withdraw money.
No, it's a withdrawal. is
Right,
the
but you
noun.
can withdraw money.
with a
Right.
withdrawal.
Yeah, I know. I'm not a hillbilly. You ever just think about maybe, hey, I know this is the moment. So at this point is when I start the car, slam it into reverse, and I clear out of that spot.
The
I
car
just
will
wanna-
tell you when it's time.
The car lets you know. As soon as you slam it into reverse, the car lets you know.
You have to be in tune with your car.
You
though.
do have to be in
Yeah.
tune with your car. A lot of guys aren't. Some of us are masters at it. Isn't that a conversation that's had? Or is it not?
I don't know that it is.
How old was he when he became...
He was in college when he got married and had their first. They had kids before, I believe, he even
that
arrived
kid-
at the Chargers and was drafted.
That kid's got a kid.
Yes. And I would assume he's got an uncle or an aunt who's probably only a couple of years older than they are, because they still have young kids as well.
God.
The Rivers family.
Bro, he's like, hey, I know I'm 44. You know I got like 15 kids running around my house. Any chance you guys want me back for a workout? Any chance? I'll do anything you want. I'll mix the water and the Gatorade. Hey, it's Phillip. Hey, y'all, it's Phillip. Yeah,
They need me. The
Shut up.
Colts are calling. They
Shut
need
up.
me.
Listen. I know. No. I know. I'm old as hell, man. 44. I get it. I'm losing my dadgum mind here. You hear these kids in the background? My Costco runs are about 15,000 a week. Get me to Indy right now. Get me to Indianapolis. 10 kids he's got. Man.
Just 10? I thought it was more.
10 kids, one
10 and a
grandkid.
grandkid. Yep.
Yeah, just back out of the space. 10.
10.
Gosh.
10.
Hey, babe, you got Christmas all dialed in, or do you need any help? Or
The next time,
the hardest thing in the world.
Two is
sometimes.
impossible.
the next time Bo and Taylor simultaneously give you a tough time, probably,
Dead.
probably in a couple of
A
hours.
couple hours.
Now,
They both want to be picked up early from school today because they're both sick.
now multiply it by 5.
You finally get them. You get 8 of them to sleep, and 2 of them are like, "Nah, sorry." They wake the other 8 up. You're like, "Ah." And I don't even. I don't have the constitution for it.
I know.
Man.
That is.
Well, hey.
We'll keep you up to
Please,
date.
why is it like if I'm the Indianapolis Colts and this happens, and Phillip Rivers comes in for a workout, I'm filming it. I want it shown to the world. Like, I want to see how he looked. There's no way he looked good. He has been coaching, I think, high school, right?
High school coaching.
So he's running around. He's been, he probably still lifts weights and is
Right.
healthy.
He was never the most nimble or athletic quarterback to begin with
true.
either. He just stood there. And
They're
threw
like,
the
he
ball
actually
mostly.
pretty much looks the
Still
same.
doing what he
Right.
does.
He's
Drop
lost
back.
a little bit of mobility.
I mean,
Big deal.
He ran like a 44-year-old 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So.
It's like Ben. Ben's been 70 since he was 12. So
Yeah.
it's the same thing. It's not going to change.
So
I mean, the dude played with the torn ACL because he didn't really ever move anyway.
He
so.
also didn't want to go home. That's why he played with a torn ACL. He did not want to go home and have to be around the house.
You might be onto something there.
His somebody posted a picture of this beautiful girl leaning against the wall, and it said Phillip Rivers' wife, knowing she won't be pregnant for at least another few months. I'm like, oh my gosh, man. Well, good luck. There's got to be some other.
They got to make a decision here soon.
There's
I
got to
would
be some
imagine.
other spare part quarterbacks around. What's Josh Johnson doing? Isn't he in the league every year? Giving him he's like, me again, yes.
For
Let's
Josh
go.
Johnson out of USD.
There got to be somebody out there.
All right. We'll stay in the NFL. Quick note. I don't think this was announced yesterday, but I did hear this little nugget on the Monday Night Football broadcast. They were coming back from a commercial break, and they were hyping up Super Bowl whatever is happening in a couple of months here up in Santa Clara. And that's on NBC, I believe. And then Joe Buck said also next year, the year after that, in 2027, that is an ESPN ABC Super Bowl. And the date is what kind of surprised me. We've been creeping further and further into February over the last few years with the Super Bowl. And we've been making jokes like eventually like spring training will be underway by the Super Bowl. You keep adding these games or whatever. Super Bowl 2027 is taking place on Sunday, February 14th.
Absolutely
Valentine's
brilliant.
Day.
Valentine's Day, brilliant.
I mean, what happens to the whole Valentine's date industry? It's going to be ruined. No one's going for a romantic dinner.
Good. When's the last time you went?
Opposite of the Super Bowl.
When is the last time you went for a romantic Valentine's Day dinner as a married man?
It's probably 2 or 3 years ago. We have our anniversaries the same weekend.
Yeah,
so
no. We had reservations at Benihana last year, almost as a bit.
We did nothing.
And it was great.
I think we
Except
ordered Fish District.
we got there on Valentine's Day to Benihana, and there was like a 3-hour wait. We had a reservation, and they said, "Oh, you're looking at 2 to 3 hour wait." And I go,
I know that's why I made a reservation.
And so we just left. And
So
had
everyone's gonna
In-N-Out
go
in
to
the
It sounds
car.
like LabCorp. You should have just gone there for dinner.
Really, the 13th will be Valentine's Day night, and the 14th is Super Bowl Sunday. Now that's the new window. So this year's Super Bowl, or the one coming up, is February 8th. That's the earliest it can possibly be now. It'll be somewhere between Sunday the 8th or Sunday the 14th, depending on how the weeks fall. It won't go earlier than the 8th. It won't go later than the 14th. But that's next year's the latest. This year's the earliest.
Interesting.
Super Bowl 60 this year, by the way.
60.
LX.
All right. Super
Would
Bowl
not have
60.
known that.
Super Bowl 61, Valentine's Day.
Wait until Super Bowl 67.
Quite a segue there.
That's a great segue.
Because my last story, now this is one, pretty much like any story actually nowadays that I find or you guys will send over to us, you got to triple check everything now. This sounded like a fake story. I thought there's no way. And then like KTLA was writing about it and I go, okay, there's at least something to this. Apparently, some In-N-Out managers and stores have gotten rid of the order number 67 on receipts because of the reaction that happens now for like the last month or so of anytime a group of kids hear the word, the numbers 6 and 7 together, they lose their mind. So In-N-Out now goes from order 66 to order 68. And then I believe they also go to 70 after that. I don't know if they have 69.
We're just eliminating numbers now from just the list of numbers.
Yeah, there was a video that was going around on Reddit and other websites of a guy filming a girl working at In-N-Out. And he asked something like, do you guys not do order 67 anymore? She goes, no, we had to stop doing that. It was ridiculous.
Because every kid in there.
Because of people like you, because he's shoving a camera in her face, trying to film some content. And I go, wow, this has really become such a movement. Like I've seen it's jokes, I understand. Like teachers are going on social media and saying like, no, we've had to like reprimand kids for 6-7. One teacher's like, I had a police officer friend show up to school and kind of scare the kids straight.
That's a good bit. Anybody that says 6-7 again, you're going to prison.
Yes.
Because it's so horrible to hear the joy that children express for 15 seconds when they hear the number. Well, I mean, it's just, what are we trying to stop here?
We're all on record. We think it's great. I love it. It's harmless. I think it's crazy how something that innocuous is like spread to like your kid's age.
I still laugh, man. I laugh every time, and they do it incessantly.
All it takes is one of their friends for like their older brother or a cousin, right? That is on TikTok or something, and then the word spreads.
Well, what's going to happen soon? I'd give it maybe 3 weeks. Is one of the older kids going to be like, don't do it anymore. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Right. I was on a scooter ride with Taylor the other day. I was going through the neighborhood, and I saw house 660, house 662, house 664, house 668. No,
Right.
666.
Oh yeah,
They didn't.
Yeah, they skip right
They
over
didn't
it.
have
Yeah.
in our neighborhood. I noticed they said we're not doing 666.
I've seen on the highway. Someone pointed it out in our chat as well that they will put mile marker 419.9,
not 420,
as opposed to 420 because people steal the sign that says 420.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, because stoners be like, this will be rad in our dorm room. Grab this 420.
Don't a lot of hotels not have a 13th
13th floor? It's a real thing.
They do. It's just the 14th floor.
They don't have it on the elevator.
Doesn't anyone realize that when they go in the button it says 12, 14?
You don't have to
14,
mansplain it.
Don't you realize that when you're in the
realize
elevator, it says 12 and then
it's
14.
You're still on the 13th floor.
Oh my God.
Purple says people my age were shouting Rick James. Yeah, there's no different. That happened. I was here when it happened. I think when the skits came out. And I remember showing it to the field the next day. They played baseball. I got a Sunday. Grown men were like, "I'm Rick James, bitch!" Like the whole game. We were crying, laughing.
When we were at WWE, we were walking in, and you were telling us they're like saying somebody's name now, and you're like, "I don't get it." And I said, "Is that like when my generation would be like Kobe, and you'd shoot something into a trash basket?"
What is the
it was
name?
Like,
it's John Cena. They all
John
John
Cena.
Cena. They
John
can't see
Cena
me.
and John Cena. You're
They
like,
don't know who he is.
I don't get it. I'm like, probably like we used to just go Kobe and just throw something into it.
I'm Rick James, bitch.
Let's bring Rick rolling back and just play a little
Rick Astley.
All right, that's it for us. We are done. We'll have Sammy Levitt back with us tomorrow, last day from the winter meeting. See if the Padres pull off that massive rumor deal or not. For Paulie Reinl, Stephen Woods, I'm Ben Higgins. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday from all of us here at 97.3 The Fan. So long.